Okay. So you guys had come back to the keep. Popped out of teleportation. Popped out of seeming. Um, People came down to see what the commotion was. Uh, Apparently Theo was already at the keep, playing with Pastries and Shaddoc, who then you learned had bought her all the things while they were in Valido. So that was nice. I spelled beetle shell wrong for some reason. That was given to Shaddoc by Melanie. Three of you, Tilda, Ronny, and Theo, headed to the Loyalar Estate to visit his to visit I have to stop laughing at pictures of cats. To administer the Shards of Dawn to Lord Edgar, which actually worked. He was healed. Seemed to recognize Theo before he slipped out of consciousness because he was hella tired and hella exhausted. And yeah, day passed. Ronny awkwardly kind of wandered around the
Was
castle.
very patient with
Very patient.
Tilda and Theo.
Yep. Had a lot of pancakes or all he could eat. Before Tilda and Ronny had left the keep, Lord Edgar wanted to see Tilda. Was very disappointed that he had missed the marriage ceremony, but you know, now they have all the time in the world to get to know each other. Back at the keep, Rain and Demeter discussed the previous ingredients that were given to the gardener before Rain had left on her excursion, and discussed the new ingredients that she had brought back, such as the Sharkland, the Rainbow Lilies, and a very, 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 very highly unstable health potion, which should be written on break glass or drink in dire straits. Ronny sent a message to Marin telling her about the auction in the next 2 weeks. She was invited. She had time to pop by. Weird relic dreams. I'll just leave it at that. Melanie asked Shaddoc if she wanted to learn to read. This frightened Shaddoc at first because apparently things had happened to her that involved letters that she did not like. But once she learned that wasn't going to be the case, she was like, she's cool with it. Zaitari went to Vox, surprised Tegan, did some shopping, had some private time, got a tattoo, got some Glowvine. Stayed for a day or two, came back. That's when the noise was turned up to 11 because Shaddoc was gifted a recorder. Now she's running around in the skull mask and a homemade tiara, and a Tegan-made tiara and a recorder. So you have her to thank for that. Zaitari, you had asked Ronny if he would be willing to perform a small ceremony for Grella, who had passed during the whole Feywild situation. He accepted. After this happened, I forget before or after, Gypsy came over to give the Turtle Killer some lunch. Ronny, in his very observant nature, noticed that she didn't have any legs. She had prosthetics. Offered to regrow her some legs. She is very eternally grateful now.
Would you say she's eternally grateful?
Yeah.
It's especially funny because turtles die at 50.
Okay.
We need to start making you a youth potion.
I actually have one.
We have one.
Friday! We need to give you this. No.
I think he'd be pretty cross if you snuck it to him, too.
Oh,
You'd
no.
be very upset.
Oh, no. I didn't even know we had one. When did we get that?
You guys got it a long time ago. Yeah.
Oh.
He's been prepared for a while now, and then he just set the clock, and he's like, oh god. I have to fill 10 more years of my life. What do I do?
Shit. Yeah, can you write how much time sell for?
Time. Oh my god, we could sell it in the auction. Oh, we could get a lot of money for that. Sorry. I didn't realize we had a youth potion. Please keep going.
Okay, that was about it. Unless anybody want to add anything?
Ronnie's
Tori got a
gonna learn how to
tattoo.
read and write.
Oh, Ronnie is
said-
going to
they
also
said
learn
that
how to
already.
read and write. No, I said Shaddoc. I didn't say Ronnie. Ronnie is going
No, I was saying Zaitari got a tattoo was already
Yeah.
mentioned.
Oh, okay. I stood up really quick to go grab something, so I did miss just a little bit.
That's cool.
That is what I missed.
Okay.
Apparently.
Alright, so anybody wants to do anything in the meantime before Alexandria's arrival?
I would like to find, or Melanie would like to go into town.
Okay.
And find a jeweler.
Okay.
And find a small, not over the top necklace, but one that could probably be enchanted.
Okay.
Specifically, if it could have a, if I can find a necklace that has like a cute like bear motif on it, that'd be the best.
Sorry.
Not to say you can't do your idea, but I do want to remind you, Tegan is here, and probably could make something. If
Well,
you wanted something custom.
If there's nothing that would be cool and small, then I will talk to Tegan. But I'm trying to find something pre-made.
Gotcha.
Also, again, not that you can't do your thing, but we do have an auction coming up with lots of different jewels and necklaces and jewelry and stuff like that.
I mean, I do have the list.
Also, Ronnie also needs to go shopping, so he'll go with Mel.
I have the list, and I also have the list. Where's the list? Art list. Yeah, I do have the art list.
I'm sure we probably do not have a necklace with a bear.
Well, no bears. I'm pretty sure there are no bears.
That's fine. I'm just going to go ahead and is there one that's just kind of maybe got like a blue color and is not too over the top?
Let's see. You could go back to yeah, here it is. You could go back to Risen Phoenix. That's one of the jewelers you had previously went to in Valido, and you could probably get something made. So you want a bear necklace?
Yeah, just something subtle, like not crazy, not like a Witcher pendant, just like a little, like something vaguely bear-ish, and just that's like small, like child-sized.
Okay.
That has at least enough value that it could be enchanted. Like if it needs to have like a little bit of a gem or something in it, that's fine.
Okay. I mean, Qual, who's the he's the dwarven jeweler. He will tell you that. I mean, if you need it to be a certain amount, I mean, we could immediately like upgrade to platinum. That would very easily.
So the reason that I want it to be able to be enchanted is I'd like it to be able to maybe cast sending or be used to detect somebody, which obviously that could be used for a scrying spell as long as everybody knows what it looks like. So it's mostly just that I want to be able to have it cast sending once a day or something like that. So, but I know somebody who knows the sending spell, and I could probably ask them for a favor and have them, maybe work on it for me over time. But it needs to be, good enough to hold an enchantment. So obviously it's made of like, wood. It might not work. I don't know. I don't do magic things very well.
Okay. I mean, okay. So bear. If you're not very sure, like, what material would you like me to use? I'm not a magic
Yes.
person myself.
You know what? I am going to go talk to a magic person and come back because I realize now that I was very unprepared for this. Just completely unprepared. It's not on you. I did not know what I was doing, so I'm going to do some research and come back.
Okay.
But thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have a very nice day.
Yes.
Since Ronny went with Mel to go shopping because he needed to buy some stuff, he just needs a candle wick and a wide mouth jar.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you can get those anywhere pretty
Very
much.
specific.
Yes.
I mean, how big of a jar are we talking about?
Just like a little tiny one, almost like a novelty size.
I mean, that'll probably just run you like 3 copper, if even.
What is the jar for? The wick? Are you taking up candle making?
No. Zaitari asked me to work on something for her, and been stretching my brain to come up with the best way to do it, and I think I found.
Okay, that's fine. Just curious. Candle making can be fun if you ever wanted to set something on fire temporarily, so you can set it on fire longer later.
I don't know. I don't know if candle making is quite the hobby for me.
That's fair.
Candle making and soap making, I don't really trust either one of the processes because I don't understand it.
Candles.
Okay, that's fine. I give him a pat on the shell, and I don't really know why he doesn't understand it, but I'm not going to get into it because it sounded like confusing.
And as we walk back, Ronnie will explain why making soap is super fucked up.
Oh wait, are we talking about like the soap now, which is basically like melted animal bits?
Yeah, like historical soap.
Oh yeah,
Rendering out the fats using lye. He's just like, it's a messed up process. I don't know what to say.
I mean, these days you still can, like, home soap makers still can use lye too. My mom makes
it. smells awful.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
My great aunt used to make soap like the old school way, and it smelled so bad.
Yeah, rendering out fat does not smell great.
But
Ronnie, at least a really good soap.
With you on this.
It's not a hobby for me.
That's fair.
Okay, but yeah, 3 copper, you'll get both easy.
Awesome.
Yeah. Would you like to talk to somebody magically inclined?
I am going to go find Tilda.
So you
back to the keep.
You traveled several hours to Valido, and now you're traveling several hours back, or making Ronny cast, word of recall or something to get you. Okay.
Oh, actually, no. There was one other stop I wanted to do. If no one minds, one more stop. I would like to go to a tailor.
Okay.
Or a toy maker. One of those 2 places. Yeah, I guess it's a toy maker, not a tailor. I'm thinking of sewn things. I just want a bear stuffed animal.
Oh, yeah.
Just very small, that looks like a polar bear. So.
Stuffed animal will probably run you like a really nice, like how big?
Small.
Small, okay, small.
Everyone else has gone over the top. This poor kid does not need to be just utterly spoiled.
I mean, she did
I
ask
got her chalk and a recorder.
She did ask for a horse.
Yeah, not yet. So she also asked for a puppy. Again, not yet. So just a small, just something nice, like the size a kid would sleep with.
Oh yeah, okay. Then probably like 10 silver.
Okay, that sounds perfect.
If you do go back to the keep, Tegan is there and can make you the necklace.
Okay.
I'm just saying so you don't have to keep going back.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I don't know, it depends. How many word recalls does Ronny have?
I did promise to make complete 4 other errands for other people.
Yeah.
This is not a break. I am working.
I will also go with, if you have other errands to do, Mel will just go with you for all of them and just keep you company.
I gotta help Zaitari out with a couple things, and then miscellaneous around the keep, because I don't know who else needs limbs regrown, who needs healing, who needs hallowing.
I don't know
I'm
that
on
we have
the clock.
I don't know that we have a lot of people who need limbs regrown. I think that was kind of a onesie. But, I mean, absolutely check. That's fine. But I think it's a pretty small number.
I hope so, because it's a bit disturbing if it's not.
It would be odd, yeah. Though it could be very inclusive. Maybe we're just trying really hard to hire people who maybe can't get jobs elsewhere. Maybe, I don't know.
All I'm saying is it's not break for me, so I do have other appointments I need to keep.
Okay, well, we can head right back then. That's fine.
Sorry, I just can't keep coming back and forth like this.
That's okay.
Okay, so you guys head back to the keep.
I'll
Yep.
word of recall us so we can go quick.
Okay. Does word of recall cost anything?
Nope.
Okay, all right.
It's just a high level spell.
Okay. Poof. You come back. When you get back, Ronny, there are 2 potted daffodils, one on either side of your shrine.
It is not approvingly.
All right, you guys are back. Anybody else want to do anything before the arrival of Alexandria?
Does the guy show up to talk about security before Alexandria gets here?
So, about probably a couple hours after you talk to Thanik, Chambers comes, wherever you are at the time, practicing, private time, whatever. And she tells you that there is there's a woman here to see you. She says her name is Kara Adams.
Oh, wonderful. I'll go meet her then.
Okay.
Just put her in the sitting room, please.
Okay.
I imagine I'm probably in the tavern
Okay.
most of the time while I'm here.
All right. Excellent. When you get to the sitting room, there is a human woman, pretty old. We're talking probably in her late 70s, early 80s. Has very neatly tied hair that's placed in a bun. She has that pretty old style, similar dress to Granny from Looney Tunes that she always wears.
Okay.
That's the only way I can describe it. Actually, you know what? She pretty much looks like Granny from Looney Tunes.
Okay.
Is she old like that too, or?
I mean, she's about late 70s, early 80s. From
Okay,
what
so
you can
yes.
tell. Yeah, she's pretty old. But she stands up when she hears you enter the room. And she says, Miss Saitari Zesaman, I presume?
Yes. And you must be Dr. Kara?
Yes. Lovely to meet you. She places a hand out for, a handshake.
Yeah, she will shake it.
Mhm.
Lovely to make your acquaintance. Out of curiosity, is it medical doctor or smart doctor?
Because medical doctors aren't.
Doctor in art history and law.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yes.
Since you're a doctor of law, I have another question for you. But
of course.
first, let's get down to the business for why you're actually here. I contacted Thanik today about some extra security for our upcoming auction.
Oh yes, yes. He did tell me about that. He sent me specifically because of, in case sometimes at auctions things are switched quite quickly. If you don't have a very good trained eye.
Yes.
So I'm pretty good at forgeries specifically.
Oh, wonderful. Well, we have the Galantra family handling most of the details, but considering we're also selling some higher-priced magical items and probably some interesting rare finds out of a dragon hoard, we just want to make sure everything goes smoothly and nothing shady happens.
Of course. I mean, just between you've publicized this auction for a while now, I've heard.
Yes.
Yeah, so just to let you know, you've probably attracted several thieves guilds to your auction. That will
That
probably
does not really surprise me, but we also do have some connections to some thieves guilds to assist in not being targeted by some of them. So there is that at least. But I mean, of course, there are others that we don't know about.
There are quite a few in Valido, and one or two that are scattered outside the city. I believe that I've heard of. She thinks maybe 2 or 3 immediately that I know of on a personal level.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, why don't I take you down into the vault so you can assess the items?
Okay.
We've had our appraiser, of course, going through things to price things out, but I might as well familiarize you with the layout, and you can also talk to the person who is handling most of this to
Okay.
see how everything's going, and I'm going to make an insight check.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Because I was sitting here
taking some
going, "Oh my
rando
God, oh
into
my
the
God, oh my
vault.
God."
Oh my goodness.
Don't
Well, I mean-
don't familiarize her with this the layout. What the hell's wrong with you?
It's not like it's some rando. Then it
You've
gets
never
specifically-
seen her before. She could definitely. Do you know disguise kit? Yes, but you don't necessarily know all of them.
Contacted Thanic today.
Do you
And this
remember
lady
if I
showed
put a
up
symbol
today.
in the vault?
Because
Because we talked about me putting a pain symbol in the vault or a death symbol in the vault.
we
I
had.
don't know
I
if
don't
you
know if we
had
had
gotten around to
time.
it yet.
Okay, because I was
Yeah.
like,
We
that's
have-
something we had discussed.
Oh no, we absolutely do need to do
And we
that.
were concerned about finding dead tabaxi in there.
Yeah, that's because that's like the super extra layer of security. Because we're going to have layers before that. But 31.
Oh.
Finally, that high insight score pays off.
Yeah, rolled a 19.
She seems like she seems like she's telling the truth, honestly.
Okay. Now, of course, we do have security measures that I will have to ask you not to observe.
No,
I will.
I can step in the other room until you're ready to let me in.
Wonderful. Yeah, so I'll do that. And while we're walking to the area that we need to get to, now since you are familiar with laws, you might not know this area specifically, but I might as well ask since you're here.
Okay.
Do you know anything about adoption laws for abandoned? I guess that's the best way to put it. Children.
It's not
Parent is dead, and then the other is absent.
Not in the picture. I see. Well, I believe there's like just a legal process. You probably have to go to the public town hall of records to get the necessary paperwork, and there's probably going to be an interview of some sort.
Okay. I'm gonna take out a piece of paper and write all this down.
I don't know the specific process. That's not my area of expertise, but that's as far as I know. Hall of Public Records will probably be able to tell you a lot more.
Okay, wonderful. Then I will point my friend to that area.
Okay.
May I ask what you are an expert in?
I started out in criminal law, and then I was targeted a few times until I retired, so to speak, from criminal
Ooh.
law. Yeah, it got really messy. Especially when you are the defendant in a few cases.
Oh,
Yeah.
that sounds awful.
It was unpleasant, but now Thanic has hired me as his pretty much forgery person, like, detection and forgeries, Sometimes he does ask me from a defending standpoint what a lawyer would do and that kind of thing.
Okay.
And I've been also helping out with a little bit of security here and there with him, so not totally in the dark, but this will be my third auction, helping out security-wise.
Interesting. All right. So I guess I'll take her down to where the vault area is, and before I start disabling any security, unless it's already disabled because there's people in there. I don't know. Can't remember her name. The
Dragonborn?
the woman.
Yep.
Yeah, that we had looking at it originally.
She's pretty much already categorized everything while you guys were gone. So she's given you pretty much the list of what the reserve prices she thinks, in her opinion, should be.
Okay. Can I also have that list? Or I guess we would probably just keep it down in the vault now that I think about it.
Yeah, let me just quickly give you...
You don't have to go through it. It's just for me to show to her to see what her I'm gonna get her second opinion.
Oh, okay.
That,
yeah,
I know that she's an expert in this.
Yeah, I have the list right in front of me, so I can just she's kind of just glancing over, some of the things that are made of pewter and wood. She does do double takes at a couple of the paintings that you notice. She just says offhandedly, if anything, you're going to want to keep an eye on your paintings. Those are going to be your high-priced items. Just glancing at everything.
You don't think people are going to be interested in swiping the magical items?
They might swipe the magical items, but if I were a thief, I would already know that your magical items are going to be pretty well guarded. A lot of auctions make the mistake of putting pretty much all their eggs in one basket. Making sure that the magical items are patrolled or kept an eye on regularly. And then your paintings, a couple of your statues here, they'll get swiped. What you're going to want to be careful is we're going to need to keep an eye on... I assume you'll have, a mingling day, just for people to glance at the items before they go up for auction, so they know what they're buying.
I suppose so.
Usually a lot of auctions...
The family is handling this, so I would imagine that is part of this.
From what I understand from the Galantara family, they've done that in the past. So people can pretty much show up for what they want to get. But yeah, she usually your paintings probably are going to be what are going to bring the most, besides the magical items, the most money. Especially because, from what I heard, you're inviting a lot of the nobility. A lot of them are art collectors, so they might be having their eye on, say, that piece over there, that sketch of William Hines. She vaguely points to a small sketch of a wizard that has a birthmark. That one I would probably price around... I would probably price Mr. Hines there around 600 gold pieces.
Okay. Well, whatever your security recommendations are, I'm sure we will take them into consideration. I'm not going to say price isn't an issue, because it might be if it's too high.
Right.
But, or I should say outrageous.
The Galantara guards are going to be are good. My biggest worry is, since, we have so many spellcasters coming in and out of the city now that the circle of teleportation is fixed, you're going to want to watch out for people who sneak in invisibly. So see invisible.
Very good point.
See invisible is always good to have for these things.
I have a quick gameplay / world question.
Mm-hmm.
If somebody can see invisibility, like with a cloak of eyes or an ability or whatever, can they tell that that person is trying to be invisible? Like, is there like a shimmer or something? So they're like, oh yeah, that if I didn't have this, I couldn't see that person. Because otherwise, we're gonna have somebody who can see invisibility, and they're just gonna be like, yep, everyone here is visible. Good job, guys. So
I've never thought about it that way, but I'm pretty sure there's like some.
I would imagine there's like some magical aura or something that denotes them as being
right, like some kind of tell.
Yeah, because
Okay.
yeah, that would be super weird.
Well, and then, like I said, like we'd have a watch person out, and they're like, I didn't see anyone trying to be sneaky.
Yeah, because I mean, with true seeing, you can see past like any illusion, invisibility, etc., etc. And usually, like the thing that you're perceiving that's actually there is like a double image, and you know that that's what that is. It's like part of the spell almost, like that you're being deceived in some way.
Okay.
But, yeah, between Tilda and Ronny, we should be pretty good there. I think I could prepare it as well. Is that a spell that's on self, or is that a touch?
I'm taking a look right now. See, invisibility is a self.
Okay.
Possible to set up like a... Well,
Yeah.
no, it'd be crazy expensive for just a couple days. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, because I could put it on myself. But something we could do, as part of the security, obviously it would cost money, but if we get her recommendations for it, we could put down glyphs of warding, and inside of them dispel magics, with the trigger being invisibility. You know, like
a really
somebody who's
specific
invisible.
trigger. I don't know if that would be... That might be too specific a trigger.
I don't
Because
know if it is.
that would imply that somehow the glyph knows if you're trying to be invisible. Like...
You could have it be dispel concentration spells.
I was even thinking if there's some sort of door that people have to go through, is it possible or feasible to set up like a dispel magic door? Like they have to go through like a metal detector, but for magic.
It would have to be cast every time.
Ugh, no, that'd get way too expensive, way too fast.
Yeah. Plus, it wouldn't really stop people from
Casting once they're in.
exactly. You'd
Yeah.
need like an anti-magic field or something like that.
Yeah, I'm
that's
trying to
not
read
really
about
useful
the...
then.
Oh, actually, anti-magic field is not a bad idea.
I can cast that.
How
I
long
can
does
also
that last?
hold on to. I think it's only like 10 minutes. I could also hold on to the 8th level spell for Earthquake. If everything goes terribly wrong, I could just bring down the whole auction around us.
It is
Jesus.
up to,
Wait, no, hold on, no, bad idea.
Mm.
it
No.
is up to an hour.
Oh,
But
it's
it
an
can-
hour.
it-
I thought it was 10 minutes. But
But it is only self with a 10-foot radius sphere. But I
Yeah.
feel like aren't there objects that radiate an anti-magic?
I mean,
Or,
yeah, they're probably rare and
like a
expensive.
bead of
Yeah.
force? Is it a bead of force? The one that traps you in a little hamster ball?
Yeah.
Yeah, or Autoluke's resilient sphere, or
Yeah.
something like that.
It's something to consider, but honestly, I'd be able to cast the invisibility. Ronny has the cloak of eyes, or the rope of eyes.
Yeah, my whole job with the auction too
Tilda
is just
can
to
do it
stand
too.
in the corner and watch people to make sure they're not lying or stealing. So
Rain
Yeah.
also has blind sight up to 10 feet.
Okay.
No. As long as I can hear him.
So, Yeah, I think we'll probably have to do some security while we're doing this. But
Can I get a brooch before this happens?
we can talk
No.
to
No, I'm kidding.
Alexandria about that.
Yeah, she's the one who enchanted them in the first place.
Yeah, and I'm fairly sure that Bittersweet ran off with theirs.
Yeah, this would be a perfect situation though for me to be given
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Because I'm on watch duty.
Yeah,
And
we can talk to.
We need you to have one.
Yeah, we do.
It's just that it's a matter of having the brooch made, and then, you know, getting Alexandria to enchant it.
Yeah.
And having it be on the same line as the rest of us, you know?
Mhm.
So she might have to re-enchant all of ours.
Oh God.
I'm sorry, I'm just imagining like his only contacts, like half of them, like some sort of like bad walkie-talkie.
I don't know. I think Ronny should take a dip in Great Old One Warlock so that he can just telepathically communicate with all of us.
Just kill me and reincarnate me and hope to God I come back as a ghost-wise halfling.
Yeah,
Yep.
that works.
Yep.
Just do it a few times. You know, it'll eventually land on that one.
Yeah. Isn't there a spell that can do? That's fine. We can look that up later. But, yeah, I'll just take whatever
There is
security
actually.
recommendations she has, write them down. And then
she'll also say we could have a couple. I mean, they'll be around anyway, but we can ask the local guard, the local Valido guard, to pass by more so often than usual.
okay,
They're probably it's probably on their agenda anyways.
yeah. Oh, we're telepathic. So I'm gonna introduce her to Tilda specifically because I would like to tell her to go. Because we're doing all. Are we doing all this at the keep or the auction house, Valido? I think we should do it here.
Yeah, I imagine we're doing it at the keep.
Okay.
And that we're like borrowing people from the Galantra auction house.
Okay, so you'll have to reroute guard to be out here. Okay.
Yeah.
Probably you'll have to.
Because I'd like to introduce her to Tilda, and Tilda introduce her to whoever is managing the particulars for the auction, so that she can get with them about security and stuff.
It's me. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, okay. I don't even know what Tilda would be doing at this point, so to be completely honest. So
Also, Mel will mention that she still has some contacts among her mercenary band that she was in, and so should we need to hire anybody, she would know some people that might not be pretty, but they're probably fairly trustworthy.
Yeah,
If nothing
it's
else,
more
they have
so
interest in art. So
yeah, it's more so just making sure we don't have any magic bullshit. People trying to get around, like between us, and the guards that are there. Physically, I think we'll be just fine. It's just we need to be able to make sure that if somebody's trying to sneak around, we can stop them before they do anything.
Okay.
So that's all I want to do with her.
Okay. Cool. All right. So you introduce Dr. Kara to Tilda. Tilda, you know that the person that currently is in charge of the auction house in Valido is a Mr. Jacob Ladder. He has been running the auction house, and he is also the auctioneer. He's been running the auction house for about 2.5 decades now, so 25 years. Shut up. Shut up!
Good movie.
I was honestly thinking of the penis piercings.
I
Oh,
wasn't
dear
even
Lord.
thinking about that at all.
I always
Thank
forget
you.
that that's what they are too.
Thanks.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Oh yeah.
Well, now I feel bad for picking this name.
Yeah, I was thinking of the cat's cradle. Do you know?
Yeah, that's a significantly more tame thing to think about than the dick
Yeah.
piercings. Yeah.
Mm.
Didn't know that was what they were called.
It's
Oh,
even
yeah,
in
yeah.
my
Would
notes
we
when I was.
expect anything less?
They go up in a little line like a ladder.
Okay, we get it. I was just writing, like, I have all this information about the auction, and I was like, oh, Jacob Ladder, that's a nice name. Nice normal name. God damn it!
Ew. We're sorry.
It's okay.
We're perverts.
It's alright.
We?
And by we, I mean me.
Okay. It's like, excuse
I
me,
mean,
don't
in
blame
college,
us.
okay, so in college, somebody was like, I got a Jacob's Ladder, you want to see? And I was like, no. And then like a week later, they're like, it's so swollen. And I was like, it's probably because you don't bathe often enough to have a dick piercing. But, you know, that's neither here nor there. Come on.
Okay, so you know that Mr. Ladder has been your auctioneer for 2.5 decades. Yeah.
Is he an older person or is he like a non-human aging
He's
type
a
person?
human. He's a human. So he's around Tilda, you would have to guess he's like 64, 65 at this point. He didn't start out
Okay.
as, you know, he worked his way from the bottom and got there.
Started from the bottom, now we're here.
Yep.
Yep.
Exactly. So yeah, but usually he takes care of the security if there's additional hired security that's needed. But yeah, if you tell him, he can, you know, relocate for now to the keep to get once everything is up and ready for preparation.
Okie doke. Sure.
You also know, probably from your family, that usually you have about 6 guards, when auctions are running. 6 of your own hired guards for the auction house. You also usually rely on, like, the local guard to patrol the area, because the auction house is in a pretty safe area as well.
Mm-hmm.
In the past 100 years, you have had probably, I want to say about 7 instances, 7 noticeable instances that has happened at your auctions, whether forgeries were detected or things have gone missing. But that's in the last 100 years, and by that point, there's been like more than 100 auctions. Like, there's at least 2 or 3 that happen, or more that happen yearly. So it's a pretty good low number to have.
Right. Yeah.
So he's pretty reliable. So there's only been probably 1 instance that has happened while he's been there. And that was that one of the things going up for auction, a painting, was detected by actually one of the Duke Javier's family as a forgery, which came to pass that it was a forgery. But yeah, that's a pretty short history of the auction house in a nutshell.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So yeah, he can be Jacob could be contacted at any time for, just to run down what's going on. Anybody else doing anything? Okay. So yeah, Dr. Adams can talk to, she knows, Mr. Ladder, so she can go speak to him, and they can talk about additional security and other things.
Oh, I did want to say, at some point, I'm sure I'll grab Ronny, and while Tegan is still here, because I'm sure he's busy, and I'll teleport him back eventually. But I just want him to give us quick jewelry making lessons, so that he can leave us alone, and we can make the rest of the whatever. And I'll go around asking everybody what they would like. Shark teeth jewelry made out of earrings, bracelet, or necklace.
Okay.
Sort of gauche, don't you think, darling?
Well, I feel like it would be appropriate to have, considering how many we killed, and, just a fun little commemorative item.
Bracelets or earrings, I suppose.
Friends in for a bracelet.
Can I get one on a keychain?
Sure, why not? We can use. We can use. I feel like we can use the one of the giant were shark teeth for that.
Jesus.
Keychain. Okay, keychain.
Does Melanie have a specific request?
She'll do and necklace is fine.
Okay.
She'll
And I'm
add
gonna-
it to like if she has any. I don't think she has anything else she really wears, so she'll just do necklace.
Okay. I'm gonna do earring.
All right. Shark teeth are, these shark teeth are pretty. He asks you, we can do them all natural, or I can plate them.
Well, that's a different question. I go back around and I ask everybody, do you want them plated or not?
Just fine is fine with me. Just
Plating
regular.
sounds better.
What particular metal?
Make it a surprise, darling.
Okay.
No plating for Ronny.
All right, none for Ronny,
None
Rain.
for Rain.
none for Rain.
Gold for Zaitari.
Gold. And Mel wanted natural or.
Yeah, just natural.
All right, so 2 plated. All right. All right. So this is what he comes up with. So this will be Mel's. So Mel, you wanted the necklace, right?
Yeah.
All right. So this is what comes up. So this is what he makes for you.
Yeah. Nice.
This is what he. I just get so keychain. Oh my god.
I mean, keep in mind, this is a group project,
Yeah.
so that Ronny can see whether or not he likes jewelry making.
Yeah, yep. He is very patient with you, Rodney.
I'm struggling. I have a -1 dexterity,
Stubby little fingers can't.
which is why I'm making a keychain.
This is what he comes up with for. Let me see. Let me get. For. No. Where is. So many pictures, guys. It's like, oh, make sure to take jewelry. How hard can it be? Downloads 50 pictures later.
Yep.
Mhm.
Alright, while I'm doing that,
Well, while you're looking for pictures, Mel is going to find Tilda.
okay.
Okay.
Tilda, do you have a moment? So I had a question about enchanting items. I thought that it might be good to make a little enchanted item for Shaddoc. So, if something were to happen, she could communicate with me or somebody else, just I was thinking just ascending or something, just in case. And I didn't know, because I was going to have somebody make like a thing for like a necklace, and then I realized I didn't know if it needed to be made of anything specific to hold an enchantment. Like, can just anything be enchanted, or does it need to be special?
I presume I need to make an Arcana check.
Yes.
DM.
I mean,
Wow,
essentially,
that's a lousy Arcana check for me.
but it's good enough. I mean, just to be probably on the safe side, anything like silver and up would be fine.
Okay.
Anything silver or more valuable than that would probably be fine.
Perfect. Second question, related to the first. Could I possibly get you to help me in enchanting a sending spell on an item?
I can look into it. I presume for Shaddoc.
Yes. Yes. Like I said, I thought something like that because, I mean, with her family being
Perfect.
what it is, I want to make sure that should she have something happen, that she would have a way to communicate with me or
Of
somebody, no weird situation like that.
Do you want something like our brooches? Or where it's a back and forth sort of thing? Or do you want something specifically a one-time sending only?
I was really thinking that just a sending that recharges, so it can be used like once a day or something would be sufficient. I mean, that's a spell that goes basically anywhere, which would be perfect.
Would
Who
you
knows
like one as well?
I didn't think about that. Yes, that would be nice, wouldn't it?
And Rain?
Melanie blushes. I suppose that wouldn't be a bad idea. At this point, it seems like a lot of magic. I should probably just talk to Alexandria and her people that do the things and stuff. But thank you very much for your time.
I'm sorry, I got distracted by KK's message.
Do you remember when pagers became common? I loved my sister one time. She got a 911 page to call immediately home. Mom, bring home some Coke. It's 2 liters.
Amazing.
That sounds like a 911. That sounds very important.
Obviously, good use,
Mhm.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
God, no.
Be hilarious. Like, did you enchant a mute button on this? Like, just in case?
Sorry, it doesn't work like that.
Oh,
Just
Yeah,
25
that's why a
words.
once per day sending spell is the better option.
oh yeah. That's what I think would work best.
Yeah, it takes him a little while, but he does get all those done. And Ronny, he is very proud of you. You actually
Drilled
did,
a hole through the tooth without breaking it.
exactly.
Yep.
He's like, that is very good for your like a first time drilling, especially on the shark tooth.
It's my pinnacle. You've seen my magnum opus already.
Well, I think it looks wonderful, Ronny.
He looks like he doesn't believe you, but he doesn't comment on anything.
No, it's really good, says Tegan. I mean, if you stick with it, I think you can like do some accents and stuff. But it's very good for your first time.
Oh,
I
let's
agree.
just take this one step at a time.
If you're up for it, I can teach you to engrave skulls next.
That sounds so sick.
Yeah, I don't I don't think it would go very well, and I feel like it'd be very disrespectful to all the skulls that I will inevitably ruin with attempting this.
I mean, anyways,
Well, I'm not going to try to push you to do it, Ronny, but you don't know unless you try.
okay. So a few days go by, if nobody else is doing anything.
Just the things that we discussed on in the channel.
Yep.
Thing. You said KK. I said no. I'm Ro. Good times.
Does Zaitari want to do the little, like, funeral ceremony thing before or after Alexandria?
It's whenever you're ready, so...
I'm good to go whenever, so it'll be when Zaitari feels like she can step away from the preparations for it.
Okay, that'll probably be after Alexandria shows up, where she'll be like, okay, Ronny probably has prepared whatever, wanted to make sure you have enough time, so...
Sounds good.
Okay. About a day or about like 2 days later, Alexandria comes by. Chambers lets you know that she has arrived. She goes to Zaitari first, since you're the one who messaged her specifically.
Sure.
You're probably in the tavern.
Yes.
And she walks in and she says, I like what you've done with the place. Very...
Oh, thank you.
There's a little bit of a rustic feel, but, that's a really nice cat statue.
Thank you. We picked it up in Fort Granite.
I think I recognize the artist's mark. Okay.
Just rubbing it in.
So you told me that you had roll an insight check, Zaitari.
Oh, sure. My passive insight is a 22.
Okay. Then you don't really need to roll. You can already tell she's very tired. Like, she has, like, bags under her eyes. She doesn't look like she's getting much sleep.
I'll stand up and I'll kind of, like, take her hand in my hand and kind of, like, just kind of clasp it and say, my dear, I know this is rude to say to a woman, but I would want you to tell me if I looked as tired as you did.
You somehow made it even worse. Damn.
She laughs at that. So I look like shit. Yeah, I figured I do.
And the other reason I mention is because we have a lovely bathhouse. And we can talk down there if you want to discuss things, and I could grab the rest of the group.
It's not like all I had to really tell you was that yeah, I have no. It's as infuriating as it is. None of the treasure hunters or some of the local sailor bands I've been talking to, they have no information about Lanks. Like, there hasn't been anybody going in or out, which kind of concerns me because nobody's been going in or out. Even little fishing boats go in and out. Nothing has been going in and out. So the inactivity has me a little worried.
That's very understandable.
Yeah, so I might have to check it out myself, or ask Angelo to check it out, or just have somebody patrol like the area in the boat or something to ask why. Just to see.
I think that third option might be the wisest, so that in case things are ultra dangerous, we don't lose either of you. So, because that would be very unfortunate.
It would. Yeah. I don't want to make my kids orphans just about yet. But yeah,
at least 10 more years.
At least.
At least.
Also, I wanted to talk to Rain. I need to know if I need some belladonna for a potion I'm making, and I don't have any on hand. And I know
Well,
she has a
let's-
poison grotto.
Yes, we do. Well, let's head to the garden and see if that's where they're at, but that might not be the case. Rain and Melanie are very busy with their new daughter.
Oh yes. Oh.
Yeah, speaking of, you should meet Shaddoc. She is very lovely.
I'm
Yeah,
assuming at that moment some recorder music starts wafting through the air. Like, you're not even close enough to the keep to legitimately hear it, but it's very loud right now.
I would have started giving her lessons after the first day
Is that
as well, like
that-
just for like an hour.
is that a rendition of Hot Cross Buns being played over and over again on a recorder?
She has progressed very well, I must say.
Nice, not bad, not bad for a child.
Yes, she's only 6. I say that with a question because we're not sure.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I would like to. I'm just seeing. I mean, it would be great if they had some arsenic as well, but I can probably get that anywhere.
Trying to kill.
So I'll go take her to the garden, and I guess over the brooch, I'll ask where Rain is. Like, just generally out to everybody who has one.
So
Like
you
you have
hear
your
it
phone.
open, and then you hear the recording music directly in your ear.
Okay, well, we just need to follow the sound of the recorder, so...
I see. Okay, sounds good.
Oh, also, I do believe there was some discussion about getting another brooch made, for our new companion, Ronny.
I can probably, well, I can probably do that. It will take some time, but, you know, it took a while for me to make, the rest of yours, so...
Yes.
Would there
And we
any...
did have some other enchanting questions or requests. Honestly, I'm not sure how the whole enchanting thing works, because I've never done it. But, well, we can discuss that as we're walking.
Okay. So I believe that you had told her that, so the enchanting stuff, you want to get, what items are you looking to enchant? Is it the swords?
Well, I want to ask her, as we're walking, about the, jewelry that Tegan, Ronny, and I made.
Okay.
Because I would not have handed them out until after they're enchanted, or in the process of it. With either water walk or water breathing, you know,
Alright.
self-target.
Alright.
Something simple so that it wouldn't have to be attuned.
Right. She would tell you that, so water walk, she tells you, would take about, or she could hire somebody to, do water walk. It is about 15 days to enchant.
Ugh.
Water breathing is 10 days.
Even
And
though
that's-
water walk, if it was self only, is not the same as the spell, because the spell casts like 10 people.
Well, water breathing casts it on 8 people. Water walk is yourself.
Oh. Okay, I had them mixed up then.
Yeah, would water breathing with that simple like caveat of it only being on a single person reduce
I
the
do
time at
have
all?
water breathing, guys, and it's a ritual, so I don't need to prepare it.
Oh, I did
But
not realize
wouldn't
that.
it use a spell slot to enchant an item with it, though?
To enchant, yeah, probably
Yeah,
it would use a
it
spell
would.
slot, but
Right.
it's a ritual, so I don't need to use a spell slot when I cast it.
True,
Gotcha.
and I'm guessing it's not concentration then, too.
Nope.
No, it's not. It just lasts for 8 hours. So water walk would be more useful. So
Because like she'll let you know, like, these days water walk rings, typically a magic shop will sell them for about 1,500.
okay.
Yeah, they're pretty in high demand. And that's why people, like a lot of people who are like sailors or seafaring folk, they like to get those.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. Well, if we could hire somebody out for it, and have it done on 5 things, since it's a lower level spell, would they all be able to get done within 15 days?
So the 15 days is one item. So if you're
Like, they have to concentrate on just that thing, they can't...
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, you can hire 5 people. Or we can find 5 people that'll do it. You're probably looking at just, if you provide items, you're looking at the labor cost. So labor cost for hiring a wizard per day.
I do have a question about water walk.
Okay.
Can you toggle it, or are we just can't go underwater anymore?
I don't know. I would imagine since you can activate it, you can deactivate it.
I assume that,
but
for
it's just
all
like a
items,
once per
yeah.
day. It's not like you could just turn it off and on, because it's not
so
like
it's not constant. Then you actually make it happen on yourself. It's not that it's just passively always happening, like the because the ring of water walking is like an always on.
Actually, yeah. Okay, yeah. Okay, so yeah, I see that. Okay. I didn't realize that it was like a always on.
But like that's what I did with that's what Bren did for Tilda's ring. Is it's an always on.
Yeah.
And it's not hard. It's not inconceivable to do it.
I guess I'll ask her if like if we just enchant it with a spell, and not like a ring of water walking where it's always on.
So like once cast?
Yeah. Do you mean like the item is consumable, or do you mean like once per day recharges?
Once per day recharges.
Oh, that could
like
be.
that.
We could modify that. But right now, if to hire one person to make your ring, if you give them all the materials required, it'll probably be 240 gold per person. If you want to enchant, so essentially you're paying for labor 240 gold for them to cast to enchant the item for 15 days.
Okay, that's not terrible.
It's not terrible. It's mostly like they sell for so much because of the demand.
Yeah. Okay. All right, that's 1,200 gold.
As for enchanting your items, if we have the preclusium, we can do it. If we don't,
I have some.
If we don't, it's significantly harder.
Well, I have 3 fist-sized chunks of it.
All right. What do you want? What do you need to get enchanted?
I'm going to think about that.
Okay.
While we go to Rain.
All right. So Rain, where are you at?
I am listening to Shaddoc rendition of what Victoria's taught us. There's a lot of improvement in such a short time, Shaddoc.
Shaddoc is very proud of her recorder playing. So proud. Eventually you do find Rain, following the recorder music. She's tried to play Mary Had a Little Lamb 3 times, but she always messes up halfway through. But she's getting there. She's getting there.
Mm-hmm.
She's getting there. It's those notes in the middle are just getting to her. So Ryan, you see Alexandria and Zaitari. They look like they're discussing something when they happen upon you and the wonderful music that wafts outside of the room.
You know who would love to hear you play, Shaddoc? Cal would love to hear you play if you can find him, I'm sure.
Who did you say?
The cat.
Oh,
The cat.
the one that hissed at her.
Yep.
You.
I'm assuming she's gonna be led on a goose chase trying to find him. Like he's gonna hear her coming from far away and be
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Bye.
She says, you don't think he's still mad at me for trying to take his food? Their food.
I'm sure he'll get over it.
Okay.
I'm assuming at some point in the past few weeks we've also had some cat lessons where we have discussed like how to approach and not anger cats.
How to not anger cats and don't pet them the wrong way, you know, like fur up. Don't take their food.
No go zone.
Yeah.
Actually, Luke really likes it if you rub. So he likes it if you do the back and forth, as long as you do back and forth. It's adorable. Just rub the cat really fast.
I don't know what type of petting these cats would like. Like, I know, like, Liamar likes the rapid rump taps sometimes.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Coda's favorite is aggressive, like, face petting.
Oh
When
yeah,
did we-
where they have to put the whole weight of the cat behind it and just shove their little face into your hand so hard.
Well, actually, what he really likes doing is, like, I'll use both of my hands and I'll rub his cheeks and his ears at the same time, and he's just so into it.
That sounds pretty fun.
When did we get on this topic and how? And
This was
why?
the-
Somehow it was my fault.
Shadow's gonna try to
Like
find one of
belly
the
cat.
cats. Yeah.
I
You have to
see.
To
Teach
play
Shaddock
with.
how to pet a kitty cat without angering it.
I see.
Be right back. I have to turn that one on.
Okay. So yeah, she's gonna go and try to find the tavern cats.
Somebody forgot to turn off her microphone.
Alexandria's like, "Hey, Erin. I see that you have a new daughter. That's wonderful.
That happened.
Parenting is pretty wonderful, actually." And you know, she kind of thinks. Alexandria kind of thinks back. But anyways,
Just goes the 100-yard stare, remembering. the comment.
but at least you don't have to go through the whole like giving birth and breastfeeding. That is,
Yeah.
that's a terror.
It's a wonder the species survives. to be honest.
It's very. She's like, it's very difficult. So difficult. Yeah. That dopamine stuff they tell you about. Fuck that. I came to you because I was wondering if I could get some belladonna from your poison garden, and if you had any arsenic on hand, that would be wonderful.
Oh, she didn't tell me that before.
But I know right away whether we had it or I have to go check.
Belladonna's pretty common. It's pretty
Yeah.
common poison, so you probably would have that on hand in the garden.
My assistants have been doing a lot of work. We've brought back, quite frankly, a lot of crap. And I'm not sure what our stocks are, so I'm going to check a few things. Belladonna, of course, we've got Alexander, but
Yeah.
we can-
I mean, the arsenic, I was thinking, if you had it, then you had it. If not, then I can probably get it, because, I mean, Rain, you would know this. Arsenic is very common in, like, veins, like, for copper and tin, for bronze manufacturing. So, like, she could probably go to any, like, quarry. She would have to go to the quarry or find, like, a mineral person and, like, just get it. But it'd probably be easier just getting two things at once. Yeah, she literally just needs, like, 1 drop of belladonna juice, she says.
I'm sure we have something in the stores.
All right, great. I can ask your gardener too. So to
I'm
extract that.
guessing that just based on those two things, it's not enough to really like say, oh, they're making this, right? The arsenic and belladonna are so common enough that
It's a very common ingredient in like a lot of poisons and potions.
Okay.
Like a million things. You can try or you can ask her what she's making.
I actually will. So, do you need any help with anything? Depending on what you're making, I might be able to assist you.
Oh, no, I should be fine. I'm making a very mild sedative. I've been having a lot of trouble going to sleep lately. Hence, she kind of waves at her eyes. You see the bags.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so mild sedative.
I'll ask you for a recipe in a little while.
Wow, she really gets into that performance, doesn't it? You hear hot cross buns. And
We have not had our lesson today yet, but she is progressing at a wonderful pace.
that's pretty good. Rain and Mel, you can hear. Why won't you sit still? Ooh. Well, she's a very enthusiastic child. I'm sure that she's just wonderful. Very enthusiastic as Hot Cross Buns keeps playing. A couple of times that Mary Had a Little Lamb, but it's not going anywhere.
I'm sure she's wonderful. I have no interest in getting to know her.
I mean, isn't that true of most other people's kids? Like, my kids are great. Your kids can just stay over there.
But yeah, I can come get
You
that.
will know Tilda's children.
Speaking of which,
You know, the funny thing is our kids are going to get along great. The parents
Yeah.
are like,
Hey, can I have a play date over at so-and-so's house? Do you have to? I guess so, if you must.
what if you have a boy? And then like many years down the road they start dating. Or I mean you could have like a boy or
Don't
girl.
be so heteronormative,
I'm
Jared.
I'm sorry. That is very heteronormative of me. What if they get together?
That's going to be the most awkward fucking wedding.
Will it though?
By that point, it's like,
I thought it
fine.
might be different.
Hanging around by the punch bowl. How are you?
Reminiscing about.
Remember that time we killed a manticore?
And you took its testicle.
Good times.
And then you kept it, and you kept showing it for everyone. You kept
But this one right
holding
here.
it up.
Oh look, she's about to throw the bouquet.
I'm manticore.
It's a manticore testicle. Oh god.
Where were we?
But yeah, speaking of which, and she turns back to you, Zaitari. Do you know what brooch? I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Would it be insulting if his brooch was a turtle?
You can ask him.
Yeah.
I'm sure Ronny is at the shrine.
Okay.
Plot twist: he's in the library trying to learn how to read.
Well, the first try would be the shrine. The second try would be the library. So,
Okay. What kind of tutor would Nenrain be?
Well, here's the thing. If Ronny is in the library learning how to read, Tilda's there with him.
Okay.
Because I've decided that Tilda, after, like, they would ask Nenrine for, pointing towards simpler books and things like that. And if they have them, then Tilda, sorry, getting my names confused.
That's exactly the kind of tutor Nenry would be, though. He'd just be like, well, that's the book, and then he just walk away.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
So Tilda will be there to try to explain, this is an A, it makes this sound, A, that kind of thing. Trying to help him.
Okay.
These are numbers.
His goal for
They
at this point is just practice his letters, like writing
Yep.
them out, and then try and get his name down.
Okay.
Excellent.
Yeah, so Tilda might not be the best tutor in the world, but she's trying.
She's definitely better than Enrine.
Oh, by far, yes. So yeah, you find Alexandria and Zaitari stop by the library after the shrine, which now has tulips. Potted
Two tulips?
Two tulips. Of course, two tulips. They're red.
It could also be 4 tulips.
Two to start
Basically.
with.
Okay.
So they enter the library, and Alexander's like, sorry to interrupt. Oh, hello, Tilda, Ronny. How are you both doing?
Doing fine. How are you, ma'am?
I'm doing all right.
Lovely to see you, Alexandria.
Nice to see you
Yes,
as well.
we're wonderful.
Good.
Mhm. How are
Um,
you?
a little tired. Other than that,
No. Wouldn't
She-
believe it.
she just looks at you. And she's like, whatever. Yes, thank you. Ronny, I had a question for you, says Alexandria. I'm going to be making a brooch for you. An enchanted one, so you can talk to your compatriots. What would you like it of?
What do I want it to look like?
Yes.
I guess like a round piece of metal, like how brooches look.
I mean, you could do that. I can make one look like a scale because I know you like balance. I can make one look like a sextant. I can make
Or
one
a turtle.
or a turtle or an
I
anchor.
do have more to my personality besides being a turtle. The
Listen,
flatter,
not my
the better.
suggestion.
Just
It
something
is now.
flat that's not going to get caught on. So it's going to have to go on the bandolier. So just something that's not going to get caught on things, I guess.
Okay, so no hooks, no angles. Do you want any etchings in it or anything of the sorts? Any designs or patterns, like something wavy or something with curves or something angular etched?
Maybe like a cloud.
Yeah,
Like a little lightning bolt.
yes. Perfect. All right.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Round clouds. Excellent. All right. I'll start with that soon.
I do appreciate it.
Oh no, it's no problem at all. I'll let you get back to your books. Unless there's anything else either of you need me for, then I need to start working on all this.
Well, Alexandria, I do believe
Hmm?
you should probably. Oh, well, I should say you deserve a break. And as I said, we have a wonderful series of baths that I can show you that you can relax in for a while.
I suppose maybe in an hour-long bath wouldn't hurt. I mean,
I like that she started to say quick and then she went with an hour.
that'd
Not the same.
be nice. Thank you, Zaitari. I much appreciate it.
Of course.
Come on.
I mean, it'll probably look like that. Very similar.
Yeah, it took me a minute to Google it, but I'm like, cloud with lightning bolt. I'm like, the Zeus symbol from Hercules. That's all I could think of.
He's
funny
thinking
when-
of something similar, but not quite that.
Yeah, not quite as stylized.
Oh, before I leave, I'm
When-
sorry. Alexandria says. I'm sorry about that. Ronnie, are you particular to any color? I might have a little color in it as well. Maybe a stone or two.
Blue.
Okay. Right, thank you.
After they leave, Tilda says, "If it had been up to me, like the other brooches were, it would have been a set of scales and green to match your skin tone."
I like that, but I wanted to, get something for the Templists, since they helped me out so much.
Mm-hmm. Maybe I should have asked the others if they wanted theirs the way they did. Anyway,
They're pretty opinionated. I think they'd let you know if they didn't like it.
well, Melanie's isn't really meant for her. That fire motif wasn't meant for her. No,
I mean, she's pretty fiery, though.
it is true.
I think they look good for everybody. So I think you did a good job.
Thank you, darling. Now, can you say this word right here?
Log.
Very good. Yes.
Nice. All right. But yeah, Alexandria will take you up on using the baths for like an hour, but then she has to probably go take care of her kids as well as everything else.
Did you get the message I sent you?
Yes.
With the ideas? Okay.
Yes, I did.
You don't have to tell me now. This can be for a later thing. But you just let me know what's feasible or not, and we can go from.
Yep, most definitely. Okay.
Okay.
Somewhere in another room, Melanie is teaching the art of petting a cat.
Yes. Wow, certain. Yeah, pretty much.
Mhm.
Yeah, Coda does not like his belly rubs, even though he shows me them. Like I tried once, but he was
Yeah,
like,
no, that's
"No."
a trap.
Orpheus loves his belly being rubbed, and I hate it.
You hate rubbing his belly?
It's real big, and I don't know when he's gonna turn on me because I can't read his soulless eyes.
Luke loves belly rubs, and he won't turn on you, and it's marvelous, guys. It's magical. He just rolls around, and you just rub his belly, and he just rolls, and it's the most amazing experience.
Yeah, like I could have my hand like near his belly or like on his belly, like say if he's like laying near me. But if he's like rolling around on the floor, like showing me his stomach, like, oh my god, I'm so excited. You should pet me right now. He doesn't actually want that. He's just being cute. So like I said, I tried it once and he did it. I'm like, I don't think you like this. Like I don't think this is what you want right now. So I just don't. I just don't try. Oh, and
Sport used to hate having her tummy rubbed, but she
The
would do
one-
the same thing. She would roll around on the floor. Sorry.
yeah.
Right.
No, it's okay. Yeah, Coda does that. I'm sure it's a thing that a lot of cats do.
Mm.
Sure,
I
I
was just-
trust you, and then you break the trust.
Yeah. I was just gonna say that for one day, Saitari would have prepared plant growth to help along the glowvine
Okay.
Oh,
seedlings.
thank you.
Because I did forget about that. I was looking at my inventory. It's like, yes, forgot I got those last week. So she would have done that as well, probably at some point in the interim while we were waiting for Alexandria to show up.
Well, so
So.
Demeter will tell you about. So the glow vine, I actually have the growth rate for it.
Mm.
Of course you do.
It's gotta be done, guys. My plants. So
Ooh.
glow vine will grow at. So typically grow.
Glowvine grows.
Glowvine grows. Fucking L's and R's and fucking Asian. Fucking.
Things Derek can say that we cannot.
Exactly.
Pretty much.
Although L's and R's are, trouble for children, like of all races as well. So it's, something that really.
It's a harder tongue move.
Yeah. Okay, so typically it will grow like normally 1 foot every 2 weeks. This thing grows
Okay.
like crazy once it's planted. Plant growth would probably increase that by blah blah blah. Point normal plants grow. So are you doing the 1 action or the 8 hours?
The 1 action,
Mm-hmm.
because I feel like over the 8 hours, I don't want to
Enrich the land.
enrich the land and make all of the grass crazy and hard to deal with. So I just want to do it at the garden.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. So that means it will grow probably 1 foot every casting at this point, because
Okay.
it's
And how much would she need for
to start experimenting.
Yeah.
I'm seeing if it's the flowers that need to be harvested. She could probably do it after like knowing how much morning glory will start blooming. So if we combine morning glory to glow vine, I mean, she could
because
start.
I can cast it a couple times that day.
Yeah,
So.
I mean, just like 3 castings, it'll start having like flower buds at that point. Once the plant reaches like maturity.
Mhm.
It's just at this point, it's just waiting for nighttime for the flowers to actually bloom, so she can collect the flowers.
Okay. All right.
So
I'll do that.
All
I'll
right.
do that one day.
All right, and at night she will collect the flowers and start tinkering with it. All right, cool.
Whom will?
Demeter.
Demeter.
Demeter. Okay.
Um,
Is she the one who's got the? Does she have the mushroom head that we collected as well?
Yeah, was it the
she's-
wizard hats?
Give me a second.
I think so. I feel like we turned in all of our plants to her.
Yeah, she told Rain what like each of the things that
Pixie table. I think.
I think you gave that to her.
Yep.
I remember
Pixie
Rain
table is what it's
spending
called.
like a little bit of time when we got back, dropping all the shit off.
Yeah. Okay.
That was one of, I think Tilda had that, so
Uh-huh.
you didn't go over that with me. Not the pic-
All right. Yeah, I only have the things that she has that were given to her were the wizard hats, the bone power from the bone powder ghoul, the fire lichen, the titan, degenerate titan parts, and and Rain, you dropped off the Garisto hide to somebody else, I think.
Yeah, I think I left it with Sharon. Like, just get it preserved. Like, not do work on it. Just so it doesn't go rancid. You know.
Yeah, just get it like yeah.
And I know I had given her those Ocean Song rose cuttings as
Mhm.
well.
Oh, yeah.
which she will tell you specifically, since you are the one who gave it to her, that she's been doing a little research on the ocean song. And it is indeed, if... Let's see, yes. If prepared correctly, she can make that tea that extends one's life. Or extends one's youthfulness, so to speak. She'd have
Nice.
to, yeah, she probably would have to tinker around with it too, because...
Zaitari's eyes go bright, and she says, "Absolutely, my dear. I will. Please, absolutely do that."
I'm gonna need more mice. I will definitely like get to that too. You guys have brought me so many things. To
You're welcome.
it's fun to figure out what they all do and how to put them into to their best use. But I still need more mice. Unless you want me to...
Do we think we could grow some dragon's eye oak in our garden?
I think we already did. I
Yeah.
specifically gave one to Bittersweet to plant and then use plant growth on.
Oh, okay.
Because I wanted
Why are we
a
secretly-
tree in the garden
Oh,
for
I get it.
potential transport via plants usage if I decided to take that spell.
mm-hmm. Guys, my gelato won't open.
Oh. Tried
Sounds like a real first world problem over there.
nuke it for
I'm
like 10
kidding.
seconds?
What?
Have you tried nuking it for like 10 seconds?
No, I haven't. But what did Lynn say?
I said it was a first world problem, but I was
yes.
kidding.
No, it is. But
You can also
still.
dip it in some water, like if you
Rub it briskly with your face.
honestly, if you just run cold water over it from like the tap, that'll do it.
Stick it in your
No.
shirt for like 30 seconds.
Guys, I have been sitting here trying to open it for the last... When did I leave?
A
I
while
returned
ago.
9:33? Yeah.
What?
It's
How
been
cold
sitting-
was it?
Deep freeze.
It really wasn't that cold. Like, it's relatively warm right now.
With some difficult threads.
Like
Yeah,
it's not
pretty
actually. Like, okay, I've got you.
That's when you just get the knife, cut the top off. It's like, guess I'm eating the whole thing.
Yeah, but then I take out some of the ice cream itself, and I don't... It won't
This
screw
family, we're
open.
not ashamed to lick the top.
What brand is it? Is it Talenti?
Yes, it is Talenti.
Try banging it on the surface a couple
Yeah,
times and then try opening it. Because sometimes it suctions to the lid.
right. Alright. Muting myself. You guys...
We have faith in you.
I'll just remind you.
I'm sending you opening vibes. I don't know what they are, but I'm sure that they'll work.
I remember this like years later. My sister had shut this Pepsi 2 liter so tightly, and it got like suctioned in like that. It could not be unscrewed. I just took a knife, stabbed the 2 liter, and drank out of the hole. So frustrated.
Oh, wow.
It would not. It was ridiculous. I've never.
I have a little silicone mat that I use exclusively for helping me open things.
One of those. And then it gets like dirty really quickly because everything sticks to silicone.
Yeah. Mine's got a bunch of little ridges on it, so when I'm done using it, I can just take it to the sink and blast it with the sprayer real quick, and then it's usually okay. Because
Ours
it's
has
not
ridges,
flat.
but it's like a waffle, and it's so weird to like try to get it to dry.
See, mine's just like wavy lines. There's no intersections happening.
Well, ours is not technically for opening things. It's actually a trivet that I open things
Oh.
with. But
Mm.
we have one that was one of those things that people give you when you like shop with their company, and they're like, "Hey, here's a freebie, so you don't forget who we are." Only I don't even know if it says anything, and I don't know if the place is even open anymore. but you know.
And mine's a hot pad that I also use to open things because it's thin enough.
I have one of those old-fashioned jar openers.
The one with the two handles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That you twist and yep.
Creates a lever. It's all you need.
Yep.
Okay.
At some point, Mel will go. I'm assuming that Zaitari will let her know to go to the.
Yes,
the
she
name
would
fell out
have.
of my head because I'm
Absolutely.
fighting stuff.
The town hall.
Yeah. The record person majig.
Okay. Public town hall. Cool. There's a very bored, human man, with dark hair and very thin and like oval specs. How can I help you?
Hi. I had some questions about adoption.
Okay. Are you looking to adopt or surrender?
Oh, no, I'm looking to adopt. I have a little girl who I've taken in
Okay.
and want to make sure that it's, okay. Like, that I'm taking care of her now.
Mm-hmm.
Permanently. And, I really should, make sure she's cool with it too. But I think she is. I think I'm sort of new at this parenting thing. Oh my god. But I think it'll work out. I really do. I don't think that it's a bad idea. I just, it's big. And how do you even ask somebody, do you want to be my daughter? You just say it like that? Do you know? Have you ever been adopted?
He just blinks at you.
Okay.
Ma'am. Well, first of all, so you're looking to adopt a abandoned child. Okay.
Yes.
What?
I mean, kind of abandoned. I mean, her father is kind of maybe a god who maybe isn't very nice, and maybe we had to, kill some were sharks, and it's you don't care, do you? You don't care at all. Okay. Got you.
I was about to say, many regions say that the termination of rights has taken place when the parent has willfully failed to support the child for at least 1 year. Is this the case, ma'am?
Yes.
Okay.
There you go.
Do I need to roll a deception check? Because I don't know that it's true.
But here's the thing, does he care?
I don't think he gives a shit.
Just roll a deception check and see what happens.
Mel's just sweating, like, a lot.
Yes.
Ma'am, you are very sweaty. You are too sweaty to adopt a child.
You literally...
Oh!
have...
Oh,
We're gonna have to serve him papers. We have to
He looks at
document that
you,
we tried to track him down.
have both parents failed to support the child.
The one is dead.
Okay.
And the other is a raging torture god who wants to murder, like, everybody, just for fun. Like, not even for a reason. He's just a torture god.
You can say don't know.
I don't think he knows or cares, but I don't really know. I mean, I can't really lie and say, no, I don't. Like, maybe he knows. Maybe he's gonna get mad. Maybe he's gonna come after me for stealing his child. I really don't know.
Ronny is so bad at this.
Ma'am, are you...
Rain, why didn't you go with her?
Ma'am, are you alright?
Sweet. Yes, I'm okay. She's so sweet, and I don't want her to be hurt, and, I just want to provide a good home.
He looks like he is just like, oh my god, I knew I should have woken up today. That kind of like, I knew I shouldn't have woken up today look.
Yeah, he's
Me
done
every day.
with this day. I've been in his shoes. Can I just do the paperwork?
Listen, I will give you the necessary paperwork. Just make sure everything is filled out to the best of your capabilities. We will have a we will have somebody on to look through your case. You might be called in for an interview. He gives you a small stack of papers. There's like 10 papers. Just make sure you sign and date everything correctly. Like I said, make sure you fill out everything to the best of your ability.
I need to remember how to spell the guy's name. He's a shark, by the way. It's a real, actual shark. Big. But that means he can't really come and get us on land, right?
Ma'am,
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I'll talk to somebody else about it. You are very kind to do what you do for a living, which I think is paperwork.
Why isn't Melanie taking Rain along with her for these things?
you hear him mumble under her breath. You hear him mumble under his breath. I shouldn't went to college like Mother said.
It's never too late.
You have a nice day, miss.
Thank you. I'm sure that I will. You're a kind man. What was your name?
George.
George.
Of the
Okay.
jungle.
Thank you, George.
You're welcome.
Thank you,
miss.
Mallory. Because they did 3 Georges.
I was waiting for a gap. I didn't want to interrupt.
They did George of the jungle. It's like, dear God.
You have a nice day, ma'am.
You too, thank you.
Mm-hmm, you're welcome. Go and start writing papers. You have your stack
I
of
will.
papers.
I will leave, compose myself a bit, and then find somebody who sells candy. Or no, not candy. That seems romantic, and it's not a romantic thing. Let's go with some sort of healthy but tasty fruit. And I will pay somebody to take him a healthy but tasty fruit. Anonymously.
Oh my god. He's carrying a potion! Tackle him! Cool.
I mean, if you want,
Assuming like one
Tasty,
gold, and I
yet-
can like have somebody take some. Leia is so upset because I'm laughing too much, and she's running back and forth on the desk and yelling at my face.
Mom, you're getting ridiculous.
I mean, you can find somebody who tasty fruit, grapes, apples, pears.
A pear.
Pear.
Sounds marvelous.
Pear.
I would like to have you deliver 2 pears to the young man working at the law place where I was.
The Hall of Public Records.
Yes, thank you. His name is George. He doesn't look like he wants to be there, but that's okay. I don't think it's personal.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Thank you, ma'am.
Here is 3 gold.
That's a lot more.
You're fine.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yep.
We're adventurers. We just have money and we ruin the local economy.
More than happy to deliver 2 pears to George.
Oh, and you know what? Grab yourself a pear.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
You pretty much just paid his wage for like the next 4 days.
Yeah.
Mhm,
Well,
mhm.
you know.
All right. So 2 pears are delivered to George.
Of the jungle.
Anonymously.
Anonymous. I think he knows. Just a hunch.
She's under my desk now, and she's just looking up at me with these eyes like, are you well? Will you make it? Bug, it's okay. I'm allowed to laugh.
No laughing in this household.
Melanie, were you out in the practice yard? You're all sweaty.
Yes, I was running errands. You know, it's just so much heavy lifting when you have to,
Literally running.
lift the thing that you're doing an errand for.
Such a bad liar.
I'm just kind of nervous. What if she doesn't want to live with us?
I
And you know,
mean-
what if the shark comes for his kid? Because that's she
think
in this
that
room
is
right
a-
now.
More realistic concern. She
Yes, well-
obviously adores you, as do we all.
As you are
And-
good.
All right, that's a little thing now. But I don't. You're going to be a wonderful mother. You care about her. You can protect her.
Can.
You don't have to worry about these things so much. You're very strong. Very, take care of any bad guys and any sharks that'll come after her.
Okay. Thank you.
You've
For...
got this.
Marvelous. I think I may have given somebody some pears, and I think that it may have been weird. And then we just walk off, and I just tell her about my time in town.
Errors?
I'm assuming I see a little sentient mouse running around, and I'm like, oh, yep, knew that was gonna happen.
I mean, you could. You don't know what kind of things Demeter's testing on those mice.
Oh, goodness.
Sentient mice. They're gonna... I swear, one of these days I'm gonna genetically have sentient mice and they're gonna burn down the lab.
I mean, as long as they're the nice ones, they just leave, and then they steal your household supplies, so it should be fine.
Okay, alright, so that's that. You got a pot... Well, you got, like, 10 papers to fill out. It's pretty much, you know, who's to be the parent or parents, and what situation did you find the child in? Is the biological parents in the picture? How long have they not been in the picture? How old is the child? Just the usual stuff.
Okay.
I'm just gonna leave it up to you how you want to fill that out. Whether you want to go the truthful route, or
I'm assuming that after having some conversations with other people, they're like, maybe don't talk about the murder godfather.
I don't want to spread that. So, for her own benefit and for ours.
Yeah, because I believe you could ask Shaddoc if she's ever met her father. If the answer is no, you could say 6 years. That's
That's
all
true.
we believe her to be.
True.
Okay. Cool. Alright, anybody want to do anything else before the auction takes place? Where are you having it? Hold on. Before we
Okay.
get started, where are you having it in your keep? If it's going to be at the keep.
Do we have a obviously we didn't do the ballroom, but we have like a nice meeting room, right?
Let me take
We
a look.
absolutely have a ballroom.
No, we do have the ballroom, yeah.
Oh, we went the ballroom, the real one?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Tilda insisted.
Okay. Cool.
You could probably
I'm
turn
guessing
that
we're
into
there.
like an auction space.
Absolutely. It should be big enough. And I imagine it's probably connected to the dining room or a dining room that we can serve as, the cocktail area.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Tilda will make sure everything kind of flows smoothly in the house. That type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Ronnie will grab
Still
his
am not
lighter for
eating
like
any
an hour.
gelato, by the way. Sorry. Go ahead, Ronnie. Never mind.
I was gonna say I was gonna grab Zaitari for like an hour-ish to go ahead and do that ceremony.
Sure thing.
Okay. Alright, so Ronnie, how do you want the ceremony to go?
I'm gonna ask Zaitari to pick the place, somewhere that reminds her of her mentor.
Probably the garden at night. would make the most sense to her.
And we'll go there, and I'll just hand you the little jar that I bought, and I'll have the lid off of it, and I'll just have the wick. I'll hold it over it, and I'll just look at you, and I'll say, you know, is there anything you wanted to say for their memory?
It's a bit difficult. I didn't really know Grella that well. She was a very interesting woman. She was a very good teacher. She taught me a lot of things. I know it's not very specific. She was very patient with me, very kind. She had I think a difficult upbringing, but I hope that wherever she is now, she's at peace.
Well, she must have been doing stuff right for the Raven Queen to finally call her home. I've been trying to think about a good way to do this because I don't know a whole lot about the Raven Queen, but I know fate and there is a certain peace in it. So I thought, because I don't know if you have her body or anything like that, I thought we'd burn this wick together because fire is cleansing, but also an end. And then you'd have a little thing of ashes that, you know, could take the place of Grella's ashes.
That's a lovely idea.
Yeah, and I'm not going to give a big speech or anything. I didn't know Grella really, and I don't know what would honor the Raven Queen the most, but I'll be here with you while we do this, okay?
Sure. Honestly, I don't know much about the Raven Queen myself, but I could ask something really quickly if you'll give me one moment. And I'll kind of just kneel and meditate over the Raven Queen's choice.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll ask it, what do you think would be appropriate?
It responds to you. Well, the candle is very lovely. I have a funeral hymn that might be appropriate as well.
Do I have to sing it?
I can probably take care of that.
Okay. Zaitar will just nod, and then she'll stand back up.
Has Itari sung at all since she got her voice back?
Nope.
Sorry, I couldn't help myself.
She's probably done it in private. There are reasons why she hasn't done it yet.
Once Zaitar gives me the go-ahead, I'll just hold the candle wick over the empty jar, and I'll go ahead and light it at the end so it burns upwards,
Mm-hmm.
and all the ashes collect in the jar.
Okay. Ronny, is there anybody else around besides us?
Is there anyone else around besides us?
Not in your immediate vicinity.
I don't see anyone, no.
Okay. Then Zaitari will very faintly sing the funeral hymn.
Alright. It is your choice if you want this to be in your head or aloud,
Mm-hmm.
but the relic will sing with you.
Okay. No, we'll keep it in my head, but
Okay.
Zaitari will sing the words that she hears.
Okay. So she hears Sulagala amesine ikena Kruganik susane usihikana Mongru engen hirskargala mukana Sugalanen sigugane ishubu Isubu Mundanaga iskernana ikeda Mogulena sagari gegdilena もせげねさにがねむさな。すぎなりすせれねにはな。おうしゃねかすさねいさな。おすすねかすさねいさな. So she hears that.
Mm-hmm.
It's an undercommon.
Okay.
And she will attempt to try to. Do you speak undercommon?
I don't, unfortunately.
Okay. So give me a performance to best try to mimic the words.
Sure.
Yeah.
Natural 20.
Yep. You do it perfectly. Like some language you don't know at all, you nail it. Because of the nature of the relic, it is a song known by the Shaddoc as Black Thunder.
Mm-hmm.
And the lyrics you sense from the relic is that of pretty much a warrior going home.
Okay.
And at the end in Elven, the relic says Revira Koshi Nis, which translates to sleep now, sister. With that, the wick, in the area, the sky actually lightens a little bit. The clouds move away from the moon, illuminates the garden, and the wick slowly but surely burns out. It's a small jar. And the night air is still. And now I can't get Dora out of my head. Thank you for that.
Also, so
You mean Dory?
Dory, sorry.
at least one of your players is very curious if you just made up the whole thing or if that was actually something in another language.
It sounded like Japanese?
No, it's
No.
So I got it. I tried to change it a little bit. So it's from a Mongolian band. Yeah, they
Okay.
recently did a song. I kind of butchered the lyrics to it because the song is actually a made-up language. But I really liked how it went. So
No, that's cool. I was just curious because it was like way too smooth to just be made up on the spot. So.
Good. Thank you. But yeah, the wick dies, the ash gathers at the bottom of the jar. And you hear the chirping of crickets echo in the garden.
Ronny, do you think I should spread the ashes or bury them?
That's up to you. Either way, I know it brings closure to different people, and it kind of depends on what will bring you the most closure in this situation.
I think I'll spread them, but I'm going to take her back to Robert.
I think that's a fine idea.
Because it's been such a long time. That is where I first met her, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll just pat her on the shoulder. I'm
you,
sorry
Ronny.
you lost someone, but I think, you did good today in honoring her.
Thank you. And Thank you for helping me with this.
Of course.
Okay, awesome. Anything you guys would like to do before the auction? So you're gonna hold it in the ballroom.
Mhm.
So I'm looking under the PDF that I have for Rosewater Keep.
Mhm.
I don't see a ballroom.
You bastards.
I'm fairly sure.
I see the Alchemist Lab. Oh, hold on. I see.
People just have to pay for it out of her own things.
There's a dining room. There's a war room.
Was it that it was like a grand dining room instead of a grand ballroom? Was that what it was?
I think that might have been it instead.
It's a really big ass dining room. If that's the case. Dining hall, I'm sorry. Because I see
think that PDF that we originally got. And I don't have it linked in the Google Drive. Do you?
Yeah, let me.
Did we pin that? Is that pinned? No, it's not pinned.
Oh wait, I'll upload it and then I'll pin it.
The room is only mentioned.
Oh,
once
yeah.
text.
I see bath, chapel, bank, escape tunnel, smithy workshop, garden, library, servant quarters, armory, tavern, the dining room, which Tilda paid for, the mill, the tavern, the poison grotto.
I meant more so the original PDF that had the all the options in it that we
yes.
used for this.
Hold on. All right, that I have.
Because I do have that. I have that in my
All right.
drive.
Let me go back to the D drive of my D&D things. Actually, it's on my Google Drive.
Useless.
Yay, gelato. Strongholds. Strongholds? Strongholds.
Yeah.
Yes.
And followers. No?
No, I think it was before that was released.
No, I know it was, but
Download.
I'm just making a joke.
Piece of shit. Yes, I want to. What? No. Just download the document. You. Anyways, while I get this. Thank you. While I get this. KK has it.
Because I believe the dining hall was also option ballroom.
I think so, yeah. I think that was it.
Yes, it may also be built as ballroom mess hall. So
See?
that is correct. Okay. That's what I thought, because you would not have insisted on the dining hall unless it could have also been a ballroom.
Yep.
So.
Alright, so the ballroom, the auction will take place in the ballroom. Alright, great. Alright.
For us to be any sort of presence in society, you need a ballroom.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Alright. About 3 days before the auction is to take place, the auction workers, the employees at the auction house come by,
And they strike. No, I'm kidding.
they protest because they're gonna form a union. And anyways, no. They'll start setting things up to be like displayed behind ropes and whatnot, so people can take a look at the items before making their purchases. there are a few items. So the way the auction is going to work is during the day there'll be certain items that will be auctioned out throughout the day. For example, anything related to clothing, like the buckles and the cloaks and all like the fabrics you have acquired will be placed in one block, and then all the artwork will be placed in another block. And within that, they can do all the paintings in one part of the art block, or the statues in one part of the art block. There are also a couple other things that are coming in that weren't on the art list. You guys will notice. Additional items that some nobles would like to be auctioned off, and of course a portion of the earnings will go to the Galantara auction house because they are putting up the auction. So in this list there are several pieces of jewelry from the Allard family, ranging anywhere from 250 gold pieces to 1,000. Misa the Argent, half sister of Alexandria, is putting up several pieces up herself. Most of these are sketches, paintings, figurine, and two other items: a carved scarab with jewels, and a gilded arrow, which is pretty much impractical for any bow.
Is it gauche if we have somebody check and make sure all the other stuff brought in by other people is not forgery as well? Or is that assumed that they did that themselves and we won't get, like, blasted for it if it's fake?
No, we should probably check.
Yeah, Tilda's already checked all this for magic and evil and good. So, because this was stuff run past me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it'll reflect badly upon the auction house if they sell forgeries. So they would want to check themselves regardless of if they had it verified by independent. It's like, no, that's okay. We're going to do it anyways.
Yeah.
I mean, I was thinking it was definitely a good idea to do. I just didn't know if they'd be, like, real offended.
Probably a little offended, but too bad. The violinist you're thinking of is the Ice Queen.
Yes, thank you.
But I was thinking you could probably take care of the music.
Oh, no. I could absolutely perform. But, if we had the Ice Queen there, that could have been another draw.
Yeah, we should have invited her.
So
literally didn't think about it until right now.
This is the list that the nobles are bringing.
Yikes!
And this
Tell me about it.
Yep.
Holy shit.
And this is the list, because I got too lazy to start typing up reserve price, that a couple of merchants that have contacted the auction house are bringing.
Oh my god, why isn't it a Google Doc?
It's not. I'm sorry. Hold on. I can just... Here. It's a... Word doc. Just look at the Word doc, because I'm dumb. And it's a lot of text.
How long is this auction gonna be? Like, multiple days or just one day?
So...
Some people will also buy things outright.
Yeah, that's what I mean, if... Some people will just buy them outright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17,
That's kind of like what the pre-auction party is for.
Mm.
If somebody really wants something, they'll just buy it out.
Yeah, plus you can also put things together if you really need to. Like, oh, we have this cane and these dice.
Right, like a lot of X.
Yeah. And
okay.
like deals can be worked out,
Yeah.
At some point before people start bringing stuff, I would like to, myself and Rain, take aside the small skull masters and explain the fact that we are not to play with the very expensive items.
Oh, they're going to be in the vault until
Well,
they have to be.
yeah, but like when people are setting up and stuff, like,
Okay, yeah.
and I would like to maybe try to work with Chambers and some, like, if there's anyone else who works with like a household staff, to just kind of like maybe set up something fun that day for them, like those two, to keep them busy somewhere else, because kids like to do stuff.
Oh, like a day trip into the city.
Or even if it were just in a different part of the house, like just I don't know, pillow fort type deal. Like, here's a pillow fort, have fun. I mean, that would keep me occupied, and I'm an adult, so.
Make a parenting check.
What is that, wisdom?
Oh no.
Wisdom and what's it called?
16. Oh, that was a save.
Persuasion. It wasn't a saving throw, but I was
I mean,
going to say persuasion, wisdom.
It's up to you what you guys want to do with the kids.
I accidentally rolled to myself. It was a 1, but a total of 18.
I'm assuming that it's not that hard to just have like some activities set for another part of the house. Like,
if we have a little powwow, can we discuss this as a group?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. I think it might be wise to just send them away for the day.
I'm comfortable with that.
I don't know. There's going to be so many people coming and going that I don't know. I just think this would be a really good time if somebody wanted to do something sketchy, and so I kind of would rather have everyone close by so that, you know, if there's any... you know, did you see that play called Taken? It was...
You do realize it's not broad knowledge that you have a daughter, right?
Don't care. Because the people who are like, I don't know, worshipping Yuckovib and want to maybe, you know, steal people. So,
listen, I just worry about, you know, pastries, and
pastries. Pastries.
She's going to slip out.
Well, Pastries really looks up to Rain. Rain, could you speak with her?
Telling them not to do something is the literal worst thing you guys could do. Have you ever dealt with children?
Not
Then
that
what
much.
are we supposed to tell them? They have free reign of the house?
That would be better than not. Children will live down to your expectations.
Wait.
Set them higher.
What if we were to tell them that they could come down, but they had to dress nice and act appropriate? No, they wouldn't want to come.
They'll still come.
They would not want to. How? I don't want to dress nice.
Have them show up early, and then they'll have a play date to where they'll do, you know, drawing, painting, that sort of thing. They'll do a little bit of both. That way, the edge is taken off. They're going to be intrigued. They're going to want to see it. So we have to let. Well, we don't have to let them, but we would be wise to let them.
That's a good point.
Can we just
something that is
run them around the keep a few times to wear them out?
They're not hamsters.
I mean, they're young enough. They might as well be dogs.
Right. The party is going to be that single friend.
Listen, I'm not saying like dogs in the bad way. I mean, they play a lot and they play hard.
Oh, well, that's valid, yes. That part is...
And when they play hard, they'll go to sleep.
Are you having
Listen,
any... Are you guys having any of the...
Didn't your parents have you come down when you're very, very young? Come down, interact with people in the parties, and then you went back up to the appropriate spot when the time was done, right?
Yes. We were usually accompanied by a nanny or governess.
Pastries, another will have to do.
Um,
Chambers.
are any of the employees present during this time?
Oh, yeah, I
Um,
would imagine.
Yeah, they're running, we're like in there and they're running around us, you know.
Mm.
Right. Because if you have some of the employees there, Wern, the bartender of your tavern,
Mhm.
will say, I could have Philip watch him.
Oh my gosh. That
Yes,
is
they
a
would love that.
fantastic idea. They would love that.
I mean, he's told them stories before. I'm sure he can come up with something.
Oh, that
That's a
sounds
wonderful idea.
marvelous.
Be a draw for all the auctioneers as well. They'll find that interesting. You know, not every day you see an ale trade.
Okay, I'll let him know.
What kind of?
I do
is there
agree.
something- Oh, I'm sorry. I was
Sorry.
just going to say, is there something that he likes, like a treat that we would? I mean, obviously, I don't think he does. He
No
like
pears.
money? Like, I don't know what he wants for, like, yeah.
I think it's ale.
Well, yes, ale. If you ever come across anything that is he thinks what
Pear ale.
I mean, if you
Pale ale.
ever come across an ale called Star Liquid, I'm sure he'd be really appreciative, but that's pretty
Liquid?
hard to find.
Garlic.
Yeah, Star Liquid. He describes Wern describes it as a really dark drink that resembles the night sky. Apparently, if you drink it, you experience a wonderful journey through space for a short time.
Interesting.
Jesus. So absinthe, but stronger.
Pretty much, yes.
Absinthe does not make you hallucinate.
Well,
why I said
what
much
people think
stronger.
absinthe is.
I know. The pop culture version of absinthe. How's that?
Okay.
But other than that, I'm pretty sure all he does really is sit around and tell stories anyways, other than I think he's gotten into a fight with the cats at one point, but he didn't
Did
really
he at
put
least win? Or
Wern-
maybe I don't want to win.
Wern stays pretty quiet.
Listen,
He
Medley
didn't
would
win, did
win.
he? That's okay.
He's a lover, not a fighter, says Wern.
That's fair.
The lover of ale.
Right.
Ronny, do you have any experience with children?
No, not really. We made a point to not have children on the boat.
And that makes a whole lot of sense.
I, for one, if anyone cares to know
you,
my
sorry.
opinion. What?
Oh, I made a raspberry sound, but it wasn't at you. It was at something completely different that I'm doing on my computer. Don't
Okay.
think I was raspberrying at you.
Okay. I, for one,
Sounded a lot worse.
Yeah.
Tilda.
would I, for one, actually agree with Rain, which is unusual, and therefore I felt it should be noted. Let the children come down in their fine clothes. They may or may not want to, or, something like that. And then when they're bored, they get escorted to go back to their room, or
For some
back to their rooms, or
Some activities.
I suppose it's not a terrible idea.
and they can be watched by Philip the Drake. They are both rambunctious children. I don't think they should be allowed to run around pell-mell
No. They're a bit young
without supervision.
They're young to be expected to behave through a whole thing like that.
But I think
Melanie, Rain, have you two decided on a tutor yet?
We probably would have by now, huh? Probably would have figured it out because it's been like a week or two or what?
Almost about 2 weeks. Auction, yeah.
Yeah, I'm assuming we've talked to some tutors by now.
Because if you have, then they would be the perfect people to mind the children while they are out and about. They don't have to necessarily babysit them while they are having fun in their rooms and such, but at the very least, while they are mingling, they should have somebody minding them, and Chambers will be busy doing other things. It's not her job. It's not her job to nanny, though, of course, she is the mother for pastries. But in this instance, she will have other work to do.
Philip was an excellent suggestion. He'll keep their attention while they're wandering about.
I don't know if Philip is appropriate for minding them while they're
Yeah,
mingling
I
with
think that
guests.
should be like an after mingle for Philip because
A reward
yes.
for good behavior.
I keep on asking this. I apologize. What's everybody's passive perception?
23.
Okay.
Horrible.
Horrible.
25.
25.
17.
17.
14.
14. And
23.
23. Ronny, Tilda, you got 23 too, right, KK?
Yep.
Alright. And Ryan. You haven't seen her much. She's been pretty quiet. But no, I haven't heard anything. But there is. You recognize her, Rain, as Persephone, Demeter's daughter. If you remember a while back, you had made a deal with Demeter, Marla at the time, that she could use the library to teach her daughter homeschool essentially, as long as they're employed. She is like 12 years old, and she pretty much you guys remember Wednesday from the Addams Family, right?
Yeah.
That's pretty much what she looks like.
Okay.
And she's quietly walking by, not trying to be a bother. Yep. Not trying to be a bother when she kind of stops, overhears your conversation, and starts walking towards your group. 3 of you notice her. And she says, hi. Excuse me.
Persephone? Can we help you?
Yeah, you need somebody to look after Pastries and Shaddoc?
We were just discussing that, actually.
I can help with that. If
You don't have to if you don't want to. but-
Nah, it's fine. I mean, Pastry's has been asking me a lot of questions about plants, so I've been helping her, but I haven't really known Shaddoc for too long because she's only been here for a few weeks, but I can probably help out. I'm not really doing anything.
Kind of backwards. I think that would be a wonderful compromise. We just want to keep them down here for a little while. When they start getting antsy, you can go back up to the rooms and maybe have Philip come over to visit them and regale them with tales and, fine food and a few desserts.
Yeah, I can do that. I can do that fine. Yeah, that's no problem. Besides, Pastries probably has a couple more questions. She said you got her a plant guide, so she's been, asking me about the hard bits, about the more finer reactions and whatnot. Not,
There's the test coming up.
I'm sure, yeah, she mentioned that. I'm not as good as Mom on, chemical reactions, but I know a little bit.
I'm sure you will, should you so desire,
Alright.
figure it all out soon. But that would be a great help. Well, of course, thank you for your time, and thank you for offering.
No problem. There's a small smile that appears. It's kind of nice to know people other than, not that adults aren't fun, but other kids.
Yeah, very often they're not.
Right. Let me know when let me know. I'll be around when when I have to do that. See you guys later. She walks off.
Solution presented itself. I think we can agree that works.
That works very well, yes.
For now.
I'm sorry, do you have a problem?
No, I'm just saying for now. The children will need a proper, well, at the very least, Shaddoc will need tutor and somebody to mind her when we're not here.
We are aware of this, Taria. We're going to take care of it.
We have people that we're interviewing. I think probably that's happening at some point.
I mean, you have a stack of like 10 resumes. If you want to go
Okay.
through them.
Our Vox Machina thought their interviews for guards were interesting. Alright, I need to see if you can cook a meal in 30 minutes while keeping the room clean and keeping an eye on the children. And go.
Actually, you have gotten one guard application, so to speak.
We've only gotten one?
I imagine that we have guards, but we just never bothered to name them.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because
okay.
we need them. So
Yeah.
The guards that matter, the shift leads, that sort of thing.
yeah.
Got the dead bodies.
You have gotten, well, you do have a bunch, like a few unnamed guards. But you need a lead for them, which I don't think you really have.
Yeah, I just assumed that we had one because, well, it's a keep. It needs guards and somebody to lead them. We just never bothered to actually go through naming them because we kind of didn't care
Right.
about going into that level of detail.
Well, you have, there's one application that's come up recently, asking if you do need an additional guard for your keep.
We have an intern person, but we need a permanent hire.
You guys known him as the Lion from Robert.
Excuse me?
The
Simba.
lion.
A while back, Melanie had an impromptu strongman contest.
Oh my god, yeah. Okay, I remember him.
Oh, okay.
Really big Goliath dude.
Really big half orc, but yeah.
Half orc, okay.
I couldn't remember his name, but I remember
I'm
the
completely
contest.
blanking on this, but it might have been a time I wasn't there.
Yeah.
So
And he is looking for a job.
Okay, yeah. I liked him.
Yeah, we'll interview him.
Okay. Alright, we'll put him down for an interview. I can come up. I know. I either blanked or forgot about this, but I will also come up with a list of tutors too. for next session.
Yeah, because I was like, I know they asked Tilda about it, but I never got any. I said, Tilda will put out feelers, but never got any, like...
Yeah, it was like
anything
through
back.
the Thunder Mortar, right? Hi, buddy.
Well, just for magic.
Yeah.
But otherwise, looking for private tutors and governesses and or, teachers, whatever.
Okay.
Nannies, mannies, petties, I don't know.
Etc. etc.
Anybody else want to do anything before
I know
the
petties is not the right thing, but sorry.
Cat, no.
I mean, Tilda's just kind of splitting her time between Theo and visiting Theo and his dad, and
Oh my God.
and working on the auction, setting that up. And,
I'm sorry if you hear weird noises from my headset.
Hi, Coda.
Yeah, Coda is currently trying to walk around me, even though I am sitting at my desk chair. So.
He loves you.
He does.
Yeah, so that's basically Tilda, what Tilda's doing and doing all the favors that y'all have asked of her and, helping Ronny learn his words and numbers.
Okay. Cool.
At least up to 10.
That's a good start.
Speaking of Ronny,
Yes.
there are so many goddamn flowers in that garden near your shrine now.
As long as it's symmetrical.
Oh, it's symmetrical.
That's great.
Like
Yeah.
there's two of everything, and they're on either side.
Who is doing this?
It's
Gypsy.
probably the girl
Yeah.
whose legs you grew back.
Yeah.
So,
I'm not gonna stop her or speak up about it. It's just if I ever see her, I'll give her a smile and a thumbs up, and like you're doing great. You're doing the right kind of stuff.
It's not her at all. She's just like, okay.
that would be such a weird conversation.
There's also a so Ronny, the other thing she starts putting down, if it's cool with you, she talks to you about it first.
Ah, damn.
She
Not a mystery.
Yeah, it's not a mystery. She's doing it. Is she would like to put a symmetrical how do I say fairy garden on each side.
I think I think that'll be fine.
Okay.
As long as they don't turn out to actually be portals to somewhere, we should be good.
Oh, no. It's just like she makes like a tiny house, tiny identical houses, and then there's like a tiny table and tiny set of chairs that are on the outside.
Oh, yeah, that's
yeah.
totally fine. She's welcome to make as many tiny houses as she wants.
And a tiny toadstools, two for each house. And yeah. So she'll do that.
Yep, it'll be something to keep her busy too, because that's a little bit more intensive than just planting a couple flowers here and there.
Could you give me an intelligence check to see how you're doing on your studies?
Would he have help because I'm helping him?
Yeah, sure.
So would he have advantage?
Yeah.
I mean, 16 is still pretty
16's
good.
really
16's
good.
about as good as it could ever possibly get.
No, 19 is, but
You're almost there with your name. You're very close. Sometimes you get your lowercase n's and h's mixed up.
Yeah, and I still haven't quite grasped why I need two of the N's to spell my name, why one doesn't work.
it's just how it happens, darling. That's just how common.
But who
Is.
decided this? Who made this decision?
I couldn't tell you, darling. I literally don't know. If you wanted to just have one N, it could just have one N.
I mean, Ronny is not even my name. It's a nickname.
Oh shit! What's your actual name?
Yeah. I knew
It's
it was a
a-
nickname. I just
Yeah, it's Ronnier.
Ronnier.
Ronnie-er?
Ronnier.
Oh, that makes a lot more sense than
One
I was
sec. I
thinking
have
of.
to feed the cat because he's attacking
I was
my
thinking of like
ankles.
more Ronnie, which made no sense.
Ronnier?
Like
Oh
I
my
was
God.
like, that's
That was his nickname in high school.
Ronnier. It's Ronnie, but more. So right now I'm doing this thing with Coda. He's sitting on my lap because he wants me to pet him.
Mhm.
Okay. So I'm rubbing both sides of his chin and under his chin. Right now I've switched to 2 hands, but before he was liking it like basically I had my thumb and finger out like it was making a check mark, and I was just rubbing both sides of his head, and he's really enjoying that.
Orphe is
Alright.
on my lap right now, and he's really liking it when I go to rub his cheek, and he'll move his head around so my finger goes inside of his mouth, and I can rub his teeth.
Oh, wow.
Mm.
Does anyone want a cat?
I honestly, I wish, but I already got 3.
I got 5 now. It's too many.
That's too many.
That's a lot.
One of them's a foster. Might end up being permanent, but we'll see.
Coda, I wish I had your comb with me right now, but I don't. It's over by the couch. There's so much fur.
Can't imagine what it's like with 5 when there's enough fur with.
Mm.
I got 2 of them are long haired, and they do a great job of keeping themselves groomed at the expense of hairballs. The kitten is fine because she's a kitten, so she's not really shedding too much. But the 2 short haired, Orpheus and Cass, they're a nightmare.
Yeah, honestly, short-haired cats, I feel like they shed the most.
Oh yeah, French fry
Yeah.
sheds the most.
The other 2 are fine though.
Oh, you're gonna take 2 bites of your food and just go. Is that what
Of course he is. Yes, yes.
bites my ankles for like the last 15 minutes? Anyways, okay. Ronnie's lessons are going pretty well. Almost got the name. Very close. Gotta work on them ends.
Mhm.
With KK and Lynn, so you've probably, oh,
Oh.
she's so cute.
Edelweiss. That's a good name.
Edelweiss. Edelweiss.
She's so cute.
Every morning you greet me.
Coda,
She's
Coda, look
very
at me.
sweet, but yeah, she has PTSD, so that's what we're trying to work on.
Poor baby.
All right, I got a couple good pictures. Let me send them.
So, do you lay down like the law with Shaddoc?
What do you mean?
Like telling her, all right, if you can come to the auction, but you gotta be in a fancy clothes. Just
Like
laying down the
rain.
rules.
With the,
Yeah, well, so yeah, we'll just kind of go over it and be like, so there's going to be an event,
Okay.
and we are going to have a lot of people here.
Okay.
So it's going to be very fancy. If you would like to come down, you may, but you do have to dress pretty to do so because it's a fancy event. And you have to maybe be a little more, quiet.
So no recorder.
No, I'm afraid not.
Okay.
It would be, but here's the thing: if you want to come down, then you are able to come down for a bit, and then afterwards, you can spend some time with Philip and Persephone.
Philip has the best stories.
He does have very good stories.
He told me about a dragon that breathed volcanoes. I don't even know what a volcano is.
That actually sounds very large to breathe a volcano.
Yeah, I hate it.
I asked him where I could fight it, but he said something about fire elemental plane.
Oh, yes, that's
Can you fight it?
Yes,
maybe not
Yes, she could.
today. But maybe
But
with some
we're
work.
getting off a little track here. But you're welcome to come down and visit and see what's going on. But you have to be on your best behavior. And when you get tired of, all the boring old people, you can just go back to your room.
Okay. So, like, when you say, like, fancy, like how people dress in, like, the pretty paintings fancy?
Oh, I don't know which painting she's referencing. Is it roughly what she's talking about that I think that she'd be talking about, or is it like
Like the ones in the
In the book of fairy tales.
yeah.
bought you. I'm assuming you probably bought her a book of fairy tales.
Oh yes,
There's probably a couple books.
100%.
Absolutely.
Though I will say that I would have been really careful to make sure that there were no fairy tales that I thought would seem too much like her actual life.
So no Grimm Brothers stuff, pretty much.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I tried to keep them a little nicer. A lot of
no mermaids.
a lot of
No
human
mermaids.
versus nature, and not human versus malevolent forces.
No old school Cinderella with their heels being cut off. Gotcha.
No.
Knights, princesses, dragons.
Yeah.
I
maybe some minor
literally have
dragons.
a book of lore in my inventory that I've had since the beginning that I imagine is kind of like fairy tales and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
So it's probably something like that.
Yeah, most def.
Most
He's an interesting actor.
Most def,
Yep.
if you say so.
Anyways. I'm just walking into them tonight, aren't I?
I'm sorry.
Jacob Ladder, most def.
George.
George
Of the jungle.
of the jungle.
Okay. But she's like, okay. I can do that.
Oh, so-
How are you
Perfect.
gonna get pastries in a dress?
That's up to her mom.
Yes, that's going to be interesting. Maybe through bribing or threatening or levers.
Levers?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Cat.
Cat.
Oh, why didn't you get password? Shit. Oh, it said change setting with the link.
So, like, you said this word a lot. What's an auction?
So an auction is where we take things that we've acquired that are like art and magical items and things like that, and we are selling them to people, and they get to come and look at all of the things that we have for sale, and then they get to compete to see who gets to buy them, I guess is the best description.
Okay. Okay.
And so, yes, you can absolutely come and take a look.
But when they're doing the auction, you can't speak.
Okay.
I saw where that was going, DM. Nice try.
So you need like money.
10 bazillion gold.
Yes, they're going to use money.
Okay. I don't have any of that.
No. Do you need anything? What do you need money for right now?
A puppy?
Well, remember, we are going to have to work on the cats some more first, before puppies.
They didn't run away from me today.
Which is wonderful. That's very good. And we made sure not to take their food.
No. Or pet the tummy.
Perfect. Yeah, the one is okay with the tummy pets, but it's a cat-to-cat basis.
It's really
You have to
soft
be-
though.
It's very soft. So
I imagine that
soft.
Medley is okay with it for probably like 5 seconds, and then is like, nope. Because Medley is a Maine Coon with the long hair, very fluffy tummy. So.
Okay.
I hadn't thought about whether my imaginary cat likes pet.
Well, now that we're discussing
I
it,
look at it,
There's your
telling.
There's your
That
answer
is
right
telling.
there.
and she wants me to open the window,
Oh.
but I am not because I am a mean mother and the worst person in the world.
Why aren't you opening the window for your daughter?
Go on, get under there. Come on.
Ye-
Okay.
That's all she needs me for.
I hear you. French only needs me for feeding.
Be gone, human.
Now he's sitting on a box that my husband's office chair came in, and it's almost threatening to collapse under his weight. He's only 12 and a half pounds too. I don't know why. Anyways, so Shaddoc's like, okay, sounds fun. So is that all the rules?
I think so. If maybe there might be more that we're not thinking of, so you just need to make sure that you listen to Persephone.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Okay.
Wonderful.
She told me that she wouldn't teach me how to make things go boom. Though.
That's probably for the best.
Okay.
We are able to work on things that go boom, but we have to do so safely because if something goes boom when you don't want it to, people could get hurt.
Like the time she lost her pinky.
Yes. I guess I should tell Ronny about that. Yes.
Okay. I like my pinkies.
Yes, it's always usually preferable to have all of your fingers. So, it's understandable.
Okay. Alright. Thank you. Thank you. She says it to you both. I'm gonna go play more recorder now. Is that okay?
Yes, you can play your auto-recorder now, because it's not the day for the auction.
Yay.
do I need to roll any checks to see how well I've been teaching her? Can it be a performance check?
Sure. It'll be performance.
Yay. Listen, I took expertise in it. I want to use it more.
Let's see. You have taught her, Twinkle Twinkle Little Star.
Yay!
She's been playing that pretty much nonstop.
Yes, but how's her, like finger transitions? Is it still like really rough, or is it seem pretty smooth?
They're pretty smooth at this point, especially with songs she knows. She's her finger transitions are very good.
Nice.
Yes. It is you guys are, let's see. You guys are also beginning to work with um Ode to Joy, but that's going to take some time.
Yes. That's definitely a step up.
I have a million tabs open for some reason. All right.
Oh, that always happens to me.
Okay. So if nobody else has anything to do during this time, I'm gonna say that Jacob comes in the afternoon before to set
Mhm.
up the auction. He has created pamphlets for people who want to look at specific pieces of art and jewelry. He is going to go over the schedule with a few of you who care to listen. He is going so the he wants to know whether you want the magic items to be in where do you want the magic items to be during the day of the auction? Do you want it like during the beginning, like the middle, or the end of it?
I think we should spread them out throughout the
Okay.
auction.
All right, so like get rid of the magic item category altogether, and maybe mention there'll be one that's being auctioned off in the morning, one in like early afternoon, and maybe one in the late afternoon. So you kind of get people staying for that.
Exactly.
Okay,
Yes.
all right, he will write that down. All right. I figured that we can go with the so that being said, I suggest I usually like to put clothing in the earlier part of the day. We can have like statues and sketches. Afterwards, we can have a short tea break. And I've spoken to your head cook and her assistant. Also, we have a couple of our own hirees that we have during the auction. I suppose we can do like miscellaneous household items like jewelry boxes, that kind of thing. Then jewelry themselves, and then the rest of the art pieces, paintings, sketches, whatnot. I think that mostly covers all the items. We currently have, with the items that you have brought, so you, not including the magical items, there are 78 of those. And the items that
Sorry, did you say 78?
78 for the items you brought, not including the magical items. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, cool.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Oh wait, you're done counting.
And we have an additional 38 items, 37 items, so about 115 altogether of non-magical items.
All right. And how many items do you expect will be bought outright? Has there been a lot of interest in particular for certain things?
Yes. So I think most of a lot of these individuals at the auctions, you have a couple types. You have your standard like art collectors, so I'm pretty sure all the paintings will go. But you also have those bargain hunters. So you have like ceramic plates and buckles and like fur hats and whatnot that won't go for much, but your bargain hunters will try to probably just buy them outright and probably have a what the fuck are they called? A fuck. He doesn't say that. Appraiser.
There you go,
Appraiser of that particular field. Look at them a little more closely. Hoping to get something rarer than what what Dr. Adams and our employees and whatnot wouldn't have caught. Maybe there's more to it than meets the eye, but I think they've been very thoroughly checked over for quality and artisan and whatnot. But sometimes there's hope. Sometimes there's that like little chance that something slips by. If that sounds good, I think most of the small items should be bought up. I think most of our larger items are going to be the ones that are going to go on sale. So I think in actuality, maybe 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, 11, 12. I'm only guessing maybe about 50-ish items will actually be they'll actually be on the block.
Okay.
I think everything else
Seems reasonable.
Yeah, I think everything else, the smaller stuff, is going to just be bought outright, and most of the time people don't really care about that. All right. With that being said, I do have a a short guest list. Lady Galantra. I'm sorry, Lady Loyalar. It's been a while since that. I do have a list of notable nobles that will be attending. That I've received their invites for. We have Duchess Magnolia, who is bringing Miss Mabel and Galloway Allard. They're interested. They've also probably will buy a lot of the ceramics. We have Duke Radley Javier, who is coming. I'm thinking due to his previous purchases and auctions, he'll probably be most interested in the map and paintings that you've acquired. Marquis Wainwright Blanchette. I do think you remember Lord Wainwright. He'll probably in the past he has bought figurines, paintings, maps. Baroness Kayla of Shalon of the Tolbert region, bringing her son Dale, Tabitha, with her daughter Wednesday, Sir Roderick, of the Loyalar family, which you are a part of now. Francois cannot be here, but Pierre is coming in instead, and Hubert, of course. And we have a couple merchants that are coming. The owner of the Quivering Hills is looking for some artwork. Mr. Huge, as he is told him, asked to be called. We have Zelda from Omni Pharmacon, looking for items, potion maker. Scott Haxwood, our famous art collector. Shauna Briggs, owner of Sister Thrift Pawn Shop. And your sister, Lady Rosamond, is coming. And yeah, those are the most notable names I have on the list. We received a couple other RSVPs from merchants, most of them crossing the region, traveling by, that have been in Valido before, so they I've known them for a little while, so they check out. We also might have a couple other people coming as well. But we'll have the guard will check everybody before they come in.
Just a quick question. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just going to ask, the Allard family with Galloway. Galloway was the kid who was part frog that we helped, right?
Yes.
He was
Oh,
cursed.
yeah, I remember that now.
Yes.
Man, not that I completely forgot about that, but that name did not ring a single bell. I will ask Darren.
Yep.
I obviously I would have told Tegan about the auction that he's invited.
Mm-hmm.
Would he have needed a formal invitation to show up?
Probably not.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure because I'm like, I don't know. So, but there's nobody else that Zaitari really would have invited except for the Ice Queen. But obviously, Mallory did not have that idea until it was too late. So Zaitari would not have had that idea until it was too late. So,
Mel probably would have seen if her mother and brothers wanted to come, but not like made a big deal of it. Just like, if you want to come, you can. It's fancy. Don't know if you'll have a good time, but
Also, we have kids.
Yeah. It's like,
oh
come
yeah, that's right.
your-
No.
your
Insist that they come.
and or grandchild.
Yes, come meet your grandchild.
I haven't necessarily asked Shaddoc if she wants to be my daughter yet, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna wait
Oh,
until a little bit longer, and then I'm gonna ask and like make sure she wants to live with us. I don't want to just be like, "You're my kid."
Why
that's
are
a good
you
point.
making those noises? Are you going to eat your child?
No.
I mean, if she puts the bear hood on, maybe. And that purchase has gotten so much mileage.
Oh, I love it. I mean, it's on my family crest.
Yep.
That's very true. That's very true.
Yep.
You need to be added to the list of nobility, Leona's nobility, too.
Yep.
I need to do
I
that.
think, I was gonna say, I think she would be on that technically.
She would be now.
She would be
Yep.
a knight.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
I need to update that. Okay.
Be updated.
All right. So I think that covers most of the important guests, says Jacob. Most of the items. Yeah. I will. If there are not any questions, then I will get back to my duties.
We trust you have everything under control, Mr. Ladder.
Thank you. I do. But I gotta rest my voice. Gonna have to call out some items. 50. Jeez. All right.
I expect full auctioneer from you, Darren.
I've been watching the Auctioneer Championship videos on YouTube. And
Really?
and I'm just like, fuck.
It's
There's-
impressive.
It's
really
very
impressive.
impressive.
That's weird that that's a thing, but interesting.
Nah,
Listen,
they have a lot
if
of
there's
people.
if there's a skill that can be perfected, there's going to be a championship of it.
That's true.
I mean, there's watermelon seed spitting. What do you expect?
Yeah.
Apparently, you can get those watermelon seeds real far. All right.
Mm.
So, Dr. Kara Adams is going to debrief you shortly. So we have the standard, we have your guard, we have the keep guard, we have the auction guard, we have a couple nearby, Leonin guard that will be passing through during the auction. I have a couple things that I need to talk to you about. So I've been doing the folks have been doing a little what's that fucking word? Not reconnaissance. they've been keeping their ear to the ground. So the three thieves guilds that I've heard that might be interested. Then again, they may have just thrown out the names on the street as a red herring. Once in a while, that does they do that just to circumvent, like, pretend to be pretend that other thieves guilds are interested in them. But the ones I've heard of are the Honest Men. They are a smaller thieves guild in Valido. They do have a couple arcane casters. God damn it. They do have a couple arcane casters on their in their employ, so I would probably be looking out for them. They are usually a variety of human individuals. The other guild that I have... Sorry. The other guild that I have, I'm already getting tired, heard is the Amused Killers, which is weird, because usually they go for assassinations, primarily, but who knows?
Are there any persons coming to the auction that would be people that don't get out much, and this would be a chance to have a target for that sort of thing?
I mean, I looked over the list, and the list of, like, names of the people who had submitted items, and I took a look at the list of important clientele on the nobles in attendance, as well as the merchants. None of them really catch my eye. A lot of them I do know from the Valido area, except for the ones that are just traveling by, so... Not that I've heard of. I've just heard guild names being thrown into the ether, but again, that could just be another guild that throws another guild's name into the ether, and
to murk up the water.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, we'll just be careful.
Yeah. The other name I heard is the Dashing Hawks, but I doubt they'll be around, because the Dashing Hawks is a thieves guild's name that disbanded 10 years ago, as far as I know. But I think that's one of the thrown names. But who knows? We'll just keep an eye out. If anybody comes in invisible, I'm pretty sure you got them covered. Any questions? Anything that you think I should be on the lookout for? Anything else I should be on the lookout for?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Excellent. Alright. I'll let you know if I see anything. Yes.
Have you heard of a group called the Dawn Brothers?
Don't know that they're very active any longer.
I mean, they were wiped out. There hasn't been any activity since the attempted takeover.
Good.
Okay.
Good.
Yeah, nothing. That's more... I mean, Thanik would probably be on that, personally.
Fair enough.
So, but as far as I've heard, haven't heard a peep from her.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
So, by the way, Mel is going to actually wear full armor, have her sword, the whole fucking thing, but she's going to like make sure that it is as spick and span as her armor can be, and she's gonna wear her like tabard thing that she wears to look classier over top of it.
Okay.
But she
that makes
is
a lot of
going to
sense.
be armed
Mhm.
and like visibly so.
I mean, this
Yeah.
is your domain, so
Yeah.
and yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
Fuck it, we set the fashion rules here.
Mhm.
Yeah,
We can designate this as a naked auction.
let's not. I don't really want to see a bunch of nobles just run around in their skivvies.
I would be interested to see who would say yes.
By the way, Lynn, who said anything about skivvies? She deliberately said naked.
Nude.
That's true. I guess I was just thinking of like people running around in their underwear, but you're
No.
right. They would just be naked, which is
Mhm, mhm.
sometimes better, sometimes worse. I don't know.
Nothing to hide behind. It's all out.
Except magic.
Yeah,
That's
there
true,
would
but
be so
everybody
much
has to-
illusion magic. Ronnie would be like, "There's a lot of
That's
people
true.
that are hiding their true natures," and we'd be like, "I think that person's just chubbier than they let on. I don't think they're trying to steal anything."
Oh, that's very true.
Sir, you wish, sir.
Yeah, be like, illusion magic. Oh my goodness.
Okay. All right. So, Gypsy and the sorry.
Dixie and the Pips.
Gypsy and Cat. Cat being your cook starts, and with some of the help with the auction employees, start setting out, the snack table.
Before we keep going.
Yep.
Could we end soon? I just have to wake up early tomorrow.
Yeah, that's
So,
fine. I was going, yeah.
Loser.
I know, I'm lame.
Yeah. Grenchy, your groundskeep has made everything
Yep.
with Demeter's help super landscape nice. Everything is impeccable, almost pretty spotless. And yeah, so of course, as you would know, Tilda, some of the nobility might be fashionably late, because nobody wants to be the first person to be at the party.
Right.
Ever. So it's not surprising that most of the people who arrive early are the merchants.
Merchants, yep.
Yep, because they want just to take a look at the first dibs at everything.
That makes a lot of sense.
That they might want to like buy things outright if they see like, something might sell for a lot more if they go to Ironfast, for example, than around here. But yeah, the merchants come in first. There are a few familiar faces. One being, you briefly met her, Zelda, this Coke, the woman with Coke bottle glasses that is at Omni Pharmacon. There are a couple other merchants that come by, and actually one of the first nobles that arrive is Rosamund. And she does have
Yay!
Pierre in tow,
Yay!
who is looking very relaxed from what you've seen of him prior.
Okay. That was more than I needed to know.
Not in that way. Jesus Christ, not in that way. Like, he's not a nervous...
Okay.
They've been dating.
They've been
They're
dating, and
comfortable
it's...
around each other now, instead of
Okay.
awkward. Not, oh my god.
I don't... Look. You only tell me that he is looking relaxed.
I did... Anyway.
I have to assume
Well,
something.
just imagine Rain said it to Tilda.
Okay. But yeah, she and
We're sorry.
no, it's okay. The pair are the first nobles to arrive.
Tilda goes over to them immediately and, gives Rosamond a kiss on both cheeks
Okay.
and a hug. And we'll also give Pierre a kiss on both cheeks.
Okay.
But no hug.
No hug.
Okay, that's fine.
The hug is reserved for
Family only.
Right.
family only. He ain't family yet.
And Rosie says, "How are you doing? Everything looks spectacular." But that's why would I think anything
Well, of course it
less?
doesn't. I'm doing well. Tilda will just make niceties. I know Mallory wants to go to bed soon,
Yeah.
so I don't want to.
It's about probably 20 minutes to half an hour in that some more nobles start showing up. The Allards, a couple, one of the knights, Sir Roderick. He is of the Loyalar Duchy, so it is a little surprising that he's here, but he was on the list, so. Tabitha with Wednesday, and by maybe 45 minutes in, most of the guest list has arrived, including Yuge from the Quivering Hills.
Yay.
There is one person, Melanie. What's your passive perception again?
17.
Okay. It's not great. Nope, it's not great. So coming through the crowd, she's kind of loud, a little boisterous. Charlotte kind of tugs on your tabard and says, "Who's that?" And there
You said I had to be quiet.
Oh, she's saying it quietly. It's like,
Yeah, I know, but
who's that?
Who is it?
Yeah, you see a very boisterous female gnome that you've had a tussle with in the past.
Is it our goat friend?
No, she is of the Sisters of the Bold. You had a tag team match with her. With the
Is she wearing
Paragoliath.
armor, or is she wearing
She's wearing
clothes?
She's wearing ceremonial armor. So she's in armor, but it's not too for battle or anything. It's to look nice. It could be it could be battle armor in a pinch.
Right.
But she comes up to you. She doesn't really say anything else to anybody. It's like, "Hey, how you doing?"
I'm doing well. I'm surprised that you'd be interested in coming to an auction.
Well, the lady not the actual lady upstairs, but the lady upstairs, my boss. She was interested. She wanted to see if there were any holy religious things.
Oh, right.
And she sent me for some reason.
Well, it's always nice to catch up. I believe that that fellow over there has a list of the magical items. I suppose that they might have some sort of, religious backgrounds. Not certain of if there's anything very religious that's in the auction, but
yeah, he gave me a pamphlet. I kind of looked over to it. Apparently there's this ivory statue I might be looking at. I have to see the knights, if I recognize the knight. That might be interesting. But yeah. You've done pretty well for yourself, I guess.
yes, we've been fairly busy. So we fought some dragons. well, the one, and it was. Does it still count if they already died once and then they're still alive again? And
No,
that
it
counts, right?
It's double points. Didn't you know that?
Oh well, I got a double dragon. Sounds like a sex move.
Well, Double Dragon is a video.
I know. That's why as soon as you said it, I was like, oh my god.
Let's see. We fought some Wanty. Oh, by the way, if your order has any sort of specific dislike for Wanty, the City of Scales is probably still in pretty good amount of disarray. It'd be a really great time to just,
I
glance at Shaddoc. Visit if you wanted to.
I don't know what that place is. Honestly. It sounds horrible though, being the named City of Scales.
Oh yes, it's awful. It's a city of snake people. So, it's exactly like it sounds. And it's horrible, so.
Okay. And, who's the little tyke?
Shaddoc, this is... I'm assuming I remember her name,
Tiffany.
but Lynn does... What is it?
Tiffany.
Tiffany! That is why I forgot it, because that is a weird name. I realized that it actually is a medieval-style name. But, Shaddoc, this is Tiffany. We once fought outside. I want to say that one of us used a potion of growth. Was that me? I think so. Was that you that I was fighting, or was that the Goliath? It's a weird night.
That was a pretty wild night.
But she's a very nice woman. And this is Shaddoc. She's staying with us right now, possibly for a while.
Nice to meet you, Shaddoc. And she sticks out a hand to like shake hers, and Shaddoc takes it a little hesitantly, and she shakes. Shaddoc whispers to you, Melanie? Mel?
Yeah.
Is she as strong as you?
Oh, maybe close to it. Maybe.
Tiffany said, if they weren't, honestly, Missy, if there weren't too many stuffies in here, I think we'd tussle, but...
I was gonna say, you want Tilda to kill you in your sleep? That's how you get Tilda to kill you in your sleep.
Yeah,
I would never hear the end of it, ever.
I know.
I would die, they would bring me back,
yeah,
and they would continue to tell me, yes. But if you're still in town in a few days, come by sometime when we're not having the auction and say hello, and we'll maybe get together for a round of drinks, because there's a tavern that you could come to, and
yeah, I noticed that.
People might get drunk, wagers might be had, who knows?
I'll take you up on that at some point, but I'm gonna go take a look at those statues and figures and see if anything is, and she says in a bored tone, up to the standards of the Sisters of the Bold, to represent their order and blah, de blah, de blah, de blah. Why did she... I know why she sent me. It's because I fucking kicked that horse by... Anyways, I'll catch you later.
I raise an eyebrow at kicked a horse, and then I just let her go on. I don't necessarily ask.
Did Tegan show up or nah?
He did show up.
Okay.
He showed up about 40 minutes in. Even though he's pretty much non-noble anymore, he's still got the noble tendencies.
Yeah.
So, being fashionably late.
Running on noble time.
Yep, pretty much.
Makes sense.
Never. It's really hard to get rid of that part of you. If you want to get rid of it, that is. But yeah, we
And why would you?
Yeah, why would you? But for now we can end it here. It's 3.5 hours. The auction is, people are mingling, getting underway. no signs of sketchiness so as far as you guys can tell, and from what the guards have like patrolling around have seen. So
That's more sketchy than obvious sketchiness.
I don't expect anything to happen until the actual auction, because that's when shit's really moving around.
Maybe. All right.
Right now, everything's in one place and people are paying attention to it. You know?
True, but at the same time, there's a lot of people moving about. It'd be real easy to come and go.
Oh yeah, I don't doubt that there are going to be people coming and going, but I don't think they're going to do anything yet.
True.
Also, Darren, if you would take even an ounce of pity on our forgetfulness, aw, hairball kitty.
oh no.
Tis the season, man.
Yep.
Would we have been able to have Alexandria just do a double check on the snake staff and the dagger?
Yeah. I mean, she'll do
Okay.
an identify on both, and that's pretty much what she does. And it's fine
Okay.
so far.
Can she recall any information about either, specifically the staff?
I mean, is a Nith like a known, like compatriot of old god peoples?
I mean, enough as Zahir is the one that's more known because
Yeah.
Zahir is the husband.
Right.
Enough,
Ooh, she
Sexism
was
among reptiles,
cheating.
even.
huh?
I said, ooh, she was cheating. Just making a stupid joke.
She doesn't really recall. I mean, other than being the husband and like disappearing for a long time, she doesn't really recall much.
Okay, time to lock it in the vault.
All right, cool.
Yeah, that's not for sale. I am pretty certain that if we let them have that, they're just going to become possessed. And
Yeah,
Not
no,
good
I'm
stuff.
not interested in seeing what bad things happen with that staff.
All right.
Darren's probably at her computer desk like, I swear to God, I really did not intend for this to be cursed. It's a normal fucking staff, but because that's what I do. All the
if it
time.
belonged to somebody more just like a run-of-the-mill baddie, like some random dude that really liked snakes, okay, whatever. Maybe it's not gonna possess anyone.
Yeah.
But since it was like a Nith, like,
Oh no, I
Yo.
totally get it. But I also just, make regular items
Oh,
that
yes.
people can have, and everybody's like, no! But I'm like, I just don't use it, okay.
All right. So next week is 29th, because days. I know how to count and look
Well, what
at
does
calendars.
time mean anymore?
What is time? Anyways, time is merely a concept that we create. Anyways, so yeah, I'll see some of you tomorrow. We're playing on 29th next. Auction is going to be in full swing by then. That's about it.